say that each time. It's sort of you're on faith. I can't even, there's a little monitor, I guess you could call it, on the screen. I usually read your chats, and I can't see that anything is happening. And then I never know if the sound is working. Let me hit the mute button. Yes, I could. It doesn't. I really wish this software would tell me if I'm muted. That would have saved me some aggravation in my life. But in any event, here we are, and time has started again. Nanadton is doing fine. I think I really didn't look at everything. I did come over and check our oil. We seem to have, we're not full up to capacity, though we do have excess oil here. So we're not totally using all of the oil, but that's okay. We can ramp it up some more as this town grows. And really, I think when we can ramp it up the best will be when we get these train tracks completed. So, in any event, I was looking over here and wanted to take a minute. Hello, Dennis. Welcome. And hello, Kevin. Welcome to the stream, guys. I appreciate everyone being here. I noticed, for me anyway, there was a number of you waiting at the door for me to open. That feels good. And I appreciate all your support. You don't have to be here early to have me appreciate your support. But one of the things, Dennis, as a matter of fact, had made the suggestion. I don't see a real purpose of putting, a factory here, but I definitely could see us one day with these mechanical components, is what this will be, putting maybe, like a factory here where we can connect by rail. Not a factory, I'm sorry, a warehouse connection, warehouse thing, like right in this area. Anyway, just to go through that. And then I kind of laughed. There's Mike Gannon. I had to laugh at Mike voted after the stream for clothing. I don't know if you watched last week's stream, I was asking, well, should we focus on the clothing or should we focus on getting the steel or whatever the exact question was. And it was funny to see Mike say clothing. Anyway, let me look at the rest of the comments just so I don't miss one. Yeah, it was Xavier had suggested putting another thing here. And also, we probably need to get another coal ore processing plant going. So we'll do that once we get ready. Let's let everybody get in the door before we do too much. Just trying to summarize things that were going on. But yeah, other than that, we were getting these train lines done. And I'm waiting for this one to be done. Just so that, because it would be, well, I can't get another train in from over here too easily, like without going through that. So we don't have like a turnaround for them to get in there. But there should be somebody, there he is, heading over there right now. And then we have two guys over in this rail construction office that are heading out, getting us to there. Now, one of the things we should think about if we're going to do this, we really haven't put up enough fuel stations. We have this one here, but as far as them going all the way out here without any fuel, and then I was kind of looking and thinking about it and wanted to run an idea past you guys. We have oil right here. What do you guys think of, and I even renamed this so I would remember where the oil was exactly. So this is Oilorov, I guess. Oilorov. Almost sounds Eastern European. And then Auto Riopol. So anyway, but what I was thinking is we're not allowed to take, we're not allowed to go where there's not a town. So even though I deleted all the houses, there is a little church here, which would be good. And what I was thinking of, what do you guys think? We make twin cities in a sense. This is, again, just my idea. And then this twin city would be with the ultimate goal of somewhere around it, we would make automobiles. But in the shorter term, we would probably come over here and start out with plastics and a little bit of an oil field. Not so much like an oil for making fuel. We'll do that down at the other place, down in the Nodton over there. But over here, we can like get the plastics going, which really only needs the oil and chemicals. And then we can get a chemical plant. Now, we'd have to get gravel and crops, but, I mean, we have a real kind of big area. We could put in at least a farm over here, right? And we could certainly, somewhere in this area, put in like a little wood lumber manufacturing, make ourselves a little more self-sufficient, and yet at the same time, be able to get at least a little lumber for this without having to pay for it. Or wood, I guess you need here, not lumber. That makes sense? And then we can make the chemical. We can kind of keep it, unlike my other map where things are massive and all connected by trains. I was just thinking we could do something a little bit smaller. And then, the only other comment that I had was, from Radomir. And don't try to move the WASD keys. It won't work for you. I have to do that for you. But if there's something that you want to see during the live stream, please, by all means, let me know, and I'll go check it out for you. Don't hurt yourself trying to change what we're looking at. It won't work. Again, another one I kind of had to laugh at is Whistler. The U.S. side here. Yeah, it could be. I guess, I guess, well, the USA, I guess it would be Europe, right? NATO countries. Yeah, I guess it could be wherever you think. I mean, it could be in a complete fantasy setting, right? So, I don't know. Yeah, but certainly. And then the debate is, depending on what country you're in, where you think you're in. Like, here's the Russian side, and what is this one, Russian? This is NATO. Like, you could be in, like, Romania, right, where you kind of have NATO to your west and south, and then, I don't know. Romania, though, is kind of surrounded by countries. I guess Albania, maybe, or something. But then again, Albania just had the sea to its south, or west. So, I don't know. Whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter. We're in Reverstan, I guess. We know that we don't really call it that on the live stream here. Yeah, you would definitely tend to think in a grand scheme that this would be like Germany in this side, and I don't know, Greece to the south, or Austria to the south, or something. Well, let's see. What does the map say? Because really, we are looking at. Yeah, this is the north. So it's kind of weird because this is like this would be the west, and this would be, to the north. So it's like the opposite of what I was saying. So, I mean, this all the way over here is the east. You would think they would have put it's almost like we're in China or something. But China's communist, so it wouldn't be NATO. So I don't know what country we're in. To where you would have the NATO to the north, and to the north and the east, you would have NATO. Spain, that was kind of, didn't they go through a socialist kind of period or something? Or is that something fascist? I don't know. I know something before World War II was going on in Spain. Anyway, that doesn't really help us too much with what we're doing here. But what does help us is we have rubles. We have tons of rubles. So yeah, I don't know what country we're in, Kevin, but I have thought about it a little bit. So what do you guys think? Well, you have two rivers basically. So you have this river over here, which is a little bit smaller, runs all the way like here. You kind of see it on the map there. Here, wait, we can make the map bigger. Oh, yeah, come on. So you have this river that we're kind of standing over now. We're kind of in between the two rivers, more or less. We're not really living in this town. So this is our two towns here and here. Then you have this river, which is kind of bigger with these lakes down at the bottom and Lakeway at the top. We've got a little lake over here, but yeah, so that's what it is. So we're in between the rivers where we're basically building at this point. And now I have no idea where I'm at or where we're at. All right, so anyway, we should probably, I'm really hoping, another thing I looked at when I came back in, and it's probably been long enough, there's enough of you here that we can go up to fast forward speed. So let me know what you guys think about the next construction. And, I'm kind of picturing bringing the oil out here, maybe just getting, the basics of a town started over here, and then, thinking about just the plastics. And the reason I'm thinking about all that, it's not because I necessarily am worried about building cars, but boy, it'd be nice to get electrical components and get these tracks electrified. They're just so darned expensive if you try to do it. Really close to 6,000 rubles per ton, and that just really, really adds up. They're like 4 times the price of steel, so it really adds up if we wanted to electrify those. But I don't think it would be that hard for us to get a little, just maybe we just extend this town out, or I don't know, maybe we have some other idea in mind. But just the fact that we have the oil right behind us and plenty of room to put another farm's not going to be a bad idea. I don't know how well we're holding up. I'm sure we're doing okay. We got plenty of grain storage there. But as we start, getting more people, we will need another farm if we got too many more people. Kevin, we're not producing any alcohol, and alcohol is like evil to even give your people. We discovered while we were starting this, it's been a while we've been doing this live stream. We put a pub in this town, and all pubs do, they by far, if you want to watch, I have another video in my tutorials and whatever else it's called, testing and tutorials, that the pubs just really kill your people far faster than they make anybody happy. They might make them happy for a minute, but your people die at such a rate. Like, you're better off like having almost just the basics for them and no pub than you are having a pub. So we've kind of avoided the alcohol thing. Then the other thing is just from the other map, it takes a ton to make the alcohol, like a ton of your crops, which could all be going towards food, which doesn't make your people die young. So, yeah, that's the making more alcohol thing. Eh. Your ex-Yugoslavia? You think it's best to bring oil to a city, already build. So in other words, like, well, we're the people that we have here are mostly accounted for working over here. So we would expand this city, which would mean we can't really get too close to this steel mill. And like if we were to start build houses out here, and they'd still be kind of really far away from the cinema, and this is the shopping center. Like, even these guys are getting like too far away to be able to walk there. If they don't walk there, it really cuts down on their efficiency if you try to bus them or trolley them to this shopping center. In particular, the shopping center, but they also need the other things. Not that you couldn't build those things, but we're getting too close to here for that. We could, talk about expanding out this way, but then we're sort of up against our other industries. So I would tend to want to go this way if we were to expand this town. But it means building more of these buildings, which leads me to if you're going to need to build more of those buildings anyway, because by the time we get to the other side of our railroad tracks, these guys really aren't going to reliably be able to get to that shopping center. And again, we could try to bust them in, but I don't know. I've had minimal. You're just asking for the potential for unhappy people if you try to bust them to the shopping center. It doesn't mean you can't do it. And the trolleys is kind of the same story. But so by the time we're building more shops, we could just sort of go a little bit further away and then sort of make another town that would, because then when you're also talking about trying to get people for autos and all this stuff, you're really not going to be able to get them too close and then build all those industries around, like just the backside here. Maybe you could. Yeah, I guess there's more room over this way. So we could expand this town. Again, either or. Hello, Steve. How are you doing today, by the way? And Red Fox, welcome. Did I miss anybody else? I hope I didn't. I'm sorry, I saw your Get Small Ref. I'm not sure what that means. Let's get produce, more alcohol. Twin Cities. Okay, so we have a vote for Twin Cities for Steve. Wait, we have on this map Lesno. On map I have. Yeah, I've noticed the names are different sometimes. I'm not sure where Lesno is. But yeah, they do. Yeah, well, here's Lazinki here. Hello, Off the Rails. Welcome. I see you made it back from the shop. Oh, and Off the Rails has some more mods, by the way, guys. So let's see. Let's just come in here real quick and take a look. I downloaded a few of them. It doesn't tell you that they're his. Let's see. Some of these are his. Yeah, I know he did this transformer, which is like a... Let's zoom in so we can see his mods. We have like a Go... Is that one of your... Yeah, this is like... If you notice, it's not too much different than the regular transformer, but the power lines can go right through it from like side to side this way, instead of it being off the end where the... See, he has the road on the other end there, which is kind of nice. So effectively, you don't have to have a switch every single time you have a transformer, which saves some stuff. And then we have this 21 story. Yeah, then he made this small farm. I haven't even... Oh, good Lord, that is small. Yeah, it's a tiny farm. So this is a tiny bitty farm. And then he has a tiny itty bitty food factory. Let's see, 20 workers, and then the small farm. Well, no workers in... Oh, okay, you not even have workers in the farm, right? So, and apparently you can fit 3 vehicles, so it's enough, I guess, for a truck, a tractor, and a harvester. And then a microbrewery came along with the mod pack. So there you go. So you have a tiny brewery. And I like this grain silo Off the Rails, where you have any of these buildings. Certainly some of them can use more of these things. And if you look with the ones we did put down, oops, where are we at? Over here. You know, we're kind of limited to just being able to go this way. So you know, this would be like this. Like that would have been nice to been able to have it maybe this way. I don't know if I planned out that train stop that well, but you get the idea. Like you could certainly get this in more places. Since this is kind of like a key central building, so I subscribe to that mod. And then the woodcutter, he has 2, just looks like pretty much the standard one, but it has 2 things off the end. So you can go off to either side with your wood cutting, which is kind of good because a lot of times you're going to be up in the hills and whatnot, you know, trying to put that thing in. And if you want to get your road a certain way because the hill's fighting you the other way, you could get that in a little easier, because it's good to have a road cargo station attached to this thing. Otherwise it can tend to get all jammed up with, you know, like because the trucks come back in to drop stuff off while the other ones, and then they clog it up, and then your tractor trailer can't get out with the wood. So it's good to have that little option. So thank you for making those Off the Rails. And let me know that we had them. Go through some chats again. Farm, burn, food factory, and microbrewery. Oh, barn. Did I miss a... Oh, do you mean farm barn? Is that one thing? Or did I miss... Oh, small barn. Did I miss the small barn? Yes, I think I did. So what does a small barn do? Oh, it's just like a warehouse. So it's really like a small warehouse? Well, that's pretty cool for potentially a lot of places, not just a farm, right? Well, we could definitely... Let's zoom in so you guys can see it, maybe. It's just like a small... It's a small warehouse. Yeah, like it doesn't have a train connection, but that's fine too, right? You know, just for certain applications. Like, I think I like that. No offense to the rest of them Off the Rails, but I like, see, look at how less space that takes up than the big warehouse. Call it a barn, call it a warehouse. It's all good by me. You know, like we could, because a lot of these, we don't need this. I've found that too. Like, I really don't need these massive things. And I really don't even need them to attach to, to attach like to other things, like as far as, because like the rail stations, like I build those little depots, man, I could build a depot a quarter of the size, and then how much does this thing hold? Yeah, like 72 crops, 45 food. That's like enough of a buffer for most of what you'd want to do. And then you combine, if you put 3 or 4 of these around one of these stations, it would take up like just a fraction of the space. Yeah, I don't like, so we build these. I don't ever plan on bringing the rail directly into there anyway. Yeah, I like that. Cool. All right, anyway. Destroy the energy line, then building, and then build energy line. That will work. This is a mod. The skyscrapers, Kevin, they are a mod, and they are, they are skyscrapers more or less. I don't know what height a skyscraper actually is, but I like them. They make me laugh because they're so kind of tall and skinny. It's, even those skyscrapers look tall and skinny, but they take up like a whole city block. They're like massively wide and big to get up to that height. I'm not sure how. I certainly wouldn't want to be living in one of these if an earthquake ever came by where you lived. That's for sure. But they hold 314 people in their mod, and I think you could easily find it on Steam. I was just looking on there at Off the Rails and just looked at the other ones. This is just sort by like one of the more popular ones, and this is up there for buildings. It's one of the more popular building mods, and I think the reason is because you can, when you think about it, 300 in each one of these is like 1,800 people just in this spot. Will work with 3 large fields and produces, 60 to 90 tons per month. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but what does this one produce per month? I don't really tend to think of it as a per month kind of thing, but relative to, where's the agriculture? 306 tons per day, right? So that would be 4,000 or 4,500 tons. Is that the difference? Like that's when you say tons per month, like I used to looking at like the day with the rest of the buildings. All right, anyway. So, Kevin, I'm not sure 100% what you're talking about, destroy what power line, but I do think the first thing I'll actually get the building, and some of you guys seem a little bit new to the stream, and don't get too upset, but the guys who've been here a while know that we're letting our money build up because we have to buy some trains, and they're not going to be particularly cheap, so I'm not like going nuts on building right this moment, because if we spend a lot of money, it's just going to cost us. So, we still don't have, if we can get our own mechanical components, that'll cut down on a pretty big cost. So we're sort of working towards that, though I think we probably need to get some people working on some roads here, huh? I could be talking a little bit less. So in other words, we're sort of cooling our tool a little bit, letting our money go up, getting this built, and then I think we could start thinking about where we would put another one of these. I'm thinking if we could get it over on this side, it's going to be a little bit of a, I don't want to come through here because if we ever have more, I don't think we'll have more rail, but it's also, if we look at the wireframe, it's kind of like a massive drop. And we have kind of a lot of stuff going on right here. We don't want to get, and plus putting it here, I think we'd be all right with the cities kind of far away. Really probably could put it right down here, couldn't we? Just keep it up towards that rail, but then that blocks. Would we ever put more rail through here? If we did, we could probably squeeze it this way. And that would avoid, getting it. Yeah, I don't think we'd pollute the town, and I don't think we'd hurt this. And then we could, boy, it'd be nice if we could feed it into this thing, huh? Yeah, we got our whole power set up right there. But these kind of cross the power. We might have to rebuild the power, but let's just see what it looks like if we go and select it. So we want coal ore processing plant. And this is, see, like that would really kind of work. We'd have a little issue with the road, but yeah, we have to get the road up past here. Can I do that without? Yeah, it's. I hope nobody's auto. Well, we can leave it like that, just enough to. We don't have to commit to it, right? So then, was it this one? Right, and that would sort of shoot that down. I need to level. Let's lower. Oh, that's raising. Let's lower some of this a bit. Just so maybe we can get to the point we don't have red. Yeah, so it's not, there's, you know what, we need to go into double fast forward mode. There's not a huge rush here because we need to bide our money. Yeah, let's see if we can't. And then I'm curious if we can get the thing past here. Once I get this leveled, I'll push it back a little bit further. Do some building leveling. All right, because we could almost definitely get a conveyor in from the backside. Now the question is, I don't really want to destroy the conveyor we already have. Can we get another conveyor, or will we have to divide it in half? All right, let's just level out this way a little bit so we know we can get the road there. Because it's looking like we can get the road there. All right, if we bring it back a little bit. All right, and then maybe this way. And then this way. Now, the big question. Yeah. How would we... Yeah, I think there's only one conveyor out of this thing, isn't there? So we would have to destroy this conveyor. But I don't think it would be that big a deal to destroy that conveyor and then put one of these right here. Right, or somewhere in this ballpark, like this, but... You know, put one of these down here, and then we could shoot it into here, and we could shoot it over that way. And then we have to get the feed into here. Well, no, I guess we'd have just another, this one's on the wrong side. Yeah, we're talking about destroying all of this, which I'm okay with. We should probably do it now before we get the rail transport going, right? Yeah, because see, do we get the mod where you can... Is there a 3-in-1? Don't we have a mod that's 3-in-1? And I didn't update it, did I? Or I didn't subscribe to it. Like, in other words, I think, isn't that one of yours off the rails where you can take 3 lines in to one of these? Wherever it is, over here. Like, in other words, we need one that would combine to, but not really. I mean, I guess the big thing would be... Yeah, this would go this way. We can level out a little more. Like here. And then we could kind of get a feel for whether this would, I mean, I don't think it matters too much, though. There is such thing as too long. Can we, like, go there? Would this let me? This would be like a minor miracle. No. Yeah, so we'd have to destroy that, but it might go. It might go if it wasn't being blocked by that. We might have to move our road a little bit too. Really, as long as we can get it past the rail, but I think we'd have to destroy that power to make that happen. But there's certainly, I don't think, any reason we couldn't. Now the other problem is this road might kind of be in the way as well. Kind of, we're asking a lot of those pillars to fit through there. I think we'd have to move this around until we got it going. So what do you guys think of that as a plan to get this? Then we have to destroy this one. Well, we're getting our mechanical components going. There's nothing else left to build down here except for the rails. Did we get this railroad done? Yeah, so we should only be doing 2 construction projects here. Yeah, so let's see. Is this the one? Yeah, this guy's not working. So let's send him. Oops, did I go too far? Yes. Oh, maybe not. Let's send him over to here. Right, and then we'll open this up, and what is this guy working on? He's working on that bridge on that side, so we'll have this guy start working over here on this one, and so that's good. So that'll get much better train building going over here. Now, and just so you guys know, when it came to the electrical components, one of the reasons I was really thinking about that hard was because, boy, it would be nice to put train sets or trams to do this line here, the passenger line that brings people over to here. Let me catch up on your chats for a minute because I've kind of been focused, and just so you guys know, if you are relatively new to the stream, there's about a 30-second delay. So, you know, that's why I'm not overly responsive sometimes to your chats, and then other times just because I'm in my own world of playing the game and not paying enough attention. All right, so let's see. Let me see if you guys have any opinion about getting this across here. My plan for more overflow is to get some trains coming into here. So I made this a little more elaborate. We have a tank system set up here, and I'm assuming, do you mean overflow here, or do you mean with, I'm not sure what you mean by overflow 100%. It's a pump for oil, no. And maybe you're having a conversation, somebody else. As far as a tongue twister goes, I'm not sure if I want a tongue twister that will make my brain burn. I guess I'd have to see it to judge. How's the economy doing? Well, I can tell it's doing pretty well because we are getting a pretty good increase per time. So, well, we can take a look. Let's go to last month, since this one, you know, kind of gives you a better idea of, you know, what's been going on for a full month. So we're exporting a good amount of fuel. We are exporting some steel, and we are exporting bitumen. So the other thing we're going to do is see about working out the first train line that's going to be built is this one for steel. And then, oops, what's going on with you? Why do you have a question mark? I mean, there's no signaling. Oh, so you can't get over there. Is there signaling? Sorry, I got distracted, but let me fix this problem for a minute. I'm going to put it on. So you can't get over to here. Why can't you get into there? Well, let's send you back to here. Right? Yeah, so you're going back to there now. At least you don't have the question mark. But yeah, why in the world can't you get in there? Is there something? Let's just pick this guy and see. Did I not wait till you get? No, you were done. I mean, there's 2 tracks the whole way. There's this little track. We could just have you build that one. Yeah, why couldn't you? Well, this track's. I don't know why he couldn't get in this way. It doesn't appear to be anything wrong with that track. 142 rubles. I think I'm just going to complete that. I don't know what that was all about. I thought that was all done last week, but because I mean this track, oh, maybe he came out and did it. Well, 142 rubles, we could afford that. Yeah, so we'll let him build this little piece. Though there's no signaling, like we literally have no rail signals, so there's no signaling reason he shouldn't be able to get out there. And these constructions are for like this crossing. I don't know. All right, anyway. So I'm reading your. I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'll call you Perplic because I don't know what CZ. I don't know how I would begin to say CZFSF. So Perplic, does that work? Anyway, I'm reading your chats. So the crossing isn't finished between the track builder and the second rail office. Well, let's see. Yeah, we'll get him to build this little piece just because, I don't know, why not? But it really, like this wasn't finished, but he should, I'm hoping he would get in this one, which was finished. You know, come up this rail here and I don't know if that's what you meant, but we'll see. We'll get it going. Thank you for the. We'll see. Let's see. Everything's finished here except for this little bit, so we'll see. I mean, I built this specifically to be able to get these guys not just in here, but also like if we want to send them out to help build all the way someplace else, or you know, they might be able to come around here and help build. So we have this mess is all worked out. So yeah, as far as that goes, this is. Just so you know, for guys that are new, there's a whole kind of separate passenger loop. So we have all the way up to here, passengers being dropped off here for the steel mill and mechanical components. And they'll come back into here. They can come through this station. If they want to, they can come over here and get fuel. They'll come over here, and they could also stop and get fuel here. But then there's a loop for them to turn around. And actually, they would like pick up passengers on their way back, right? So they'll come back through here, pick up passengers at one or both stops, and then come up here. And then in the reverse, if they were coming from over here, right, there's a loop that goes, it's just like a separate passenger loop that comes from here. They can either turn immediately and go over this bridge, come to this stop, but then generally return, right? And then come back out this way, or they can come all the way up here, go to this stop, come around here across the bridge, come down here, go to this stop, and then come back onto this loop. And then when they get down here, they go back to the city. Again, they wouldn't pick up people on the way into the city. They'd be able to turn around here and go back out like this, and then come back, you know, and do what I just said. So... You know what? Why do we have this wireframe still on? Well, because we were designing. And I didn't hear many opinions about this. So I think what I'm going to do... What happens if we shut off power? So this is one of those cases where I would probably just shut off the power temporarily and then just build it with, most of the time we'll build with construction, but we've got enough money, and yeah, we might end up having to put in an extra one of these towers. So let's see, we will put that right back on. I'm wondering if maybe we can't put like one of these, because this would raise it up, even though it's, well, there is a length issue with these possibly too. So let's go ahead. We're in regular time, and we'll come to power. And let's get rid of this one and this one for now, and see if we can't relatively quickly this way. Right? Is there? All right, let's just see what happens if we try to do that. No, will you come from this one and be green by any chance? Nah, the rail tracks are right in the way of this. And so is the road. I can just see the legs down there. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but so let's try to go a little bit further. No, that's a building. I gotta do it this way. Yeah, let's try to go a little bit further away. And then all right. Yeah, wherever I'm going, it seems like they put a thing right in the middle of our railroad track. See that? And that's probably more of a function. Well, I don't know. Oh, there we go. Look, that looks awful close. Let's get rid of... Yeah, I don't want to delete anything I don't want to delete, but... There we go. Right, can we get a road through here? Well, you know what? Yeah, let's keep going with... Can we get this one in? Yep. Good. All right, so... can we just get these reattached real quick? Yeah. This one might be blocked by a building. Yeah, building in the way. Is that attached? Yeah. Okay. We're just going to purchase that to get our electric back up. But there we go. Look, we squeezed right through and under that one and over to here. And we got past that. Now we just have to see if we can't get this road. All right. Let's delete the rest of this road, though. I think we can make it. Not that piece. Let's make it just a little bit straighter looking. Now you're going to do that to me? Okay. I think that's a little... No, it's not any straighter looking. It's fine, though. So that we could drive people up to here. Now, we could talk about a bus stop that would just go... Could we get one in here? I don't think we can. Or maybe we can. It's kind of close. Yeah. I think I'd spin it around this way. Right? And then... Yeah, I think that would be fine. Can I go up a little closer? Not really. All right, that way we could just have one bus stop, and then the people could walk to these two different places. Yeah, I guess that's as far, and then we could do like that, and then this. Yeah, okay, we're not going to be able to do, but we could probably do. Can we do this? Yeah, that's a little awkward, isn't it? Really, I can't touch. Oh, because of this. Yeah, this road is blocking me. Let's see if we can't work this out. Right, and then it's only a dirt road, right? Yeah, see, it wants to go right where that road was. Not the prettiest thing you ever saw. Let's take a little bit more of this back. There you go. Didn't need to look good, but now it does. All right, what do you guys think of that? Is that respectable? So that would get people up to here. Now power, I bet you this is going to be close enough to get that power. There's a substation right there. That should definitely be within range. So I'll commit to these, and then as soon as we're going to have to delete this. And then the other thing to make sure of before we get too excited is, we're going to have to delete that. So we might as well build this first, right? And then, we're going to have to get a conveyor breaker up here. All right, so let's get these guys. Well, we got our mechanical components. Yeah, let's make sure we keep assigning stuff. What is that? Little road. Yeah, so we need to get that and that done. Now, how is our... So this guy's done that little piece. So let's see. Can we try to resend this guy? I think he's just getting back now. All right. No, you're not the right... Yeah, this is the guy that I think... Well, it doesn't really matter. Well, yes, it does, I guess. I don't want to stop one of the other ones from working. Who's already assigned. All right, so let's see. Does that... So now you were saying there's something not finished. Let's see. Well, he seems to be going the right direction anyway this time. I'm not sure why he was over there looking for this. But he seems to be heading there. And then we do have 2 assigned, right? 2 assignments on this one. No, nothing assigned. Oh, because he went and worked on that, and then he went that way. All right, well, why don't we have you work on this? Then I got a crisscross here so that trains can go every which way into this thing to get all of this other track done. So if this one's going to work on this one, I guess we'll assign the second guy if he gets over here to that one. Good. All right, so let me read the comments for a second. You can build a roundabout for train with chain signal. Yeah, it's been my general experience that the roundabouts take up a massive amount of room, work fairly well. You can see in the... I mean, and the other thing is like, unless you just really have a lot of train traffic in a certain place, I'm not sure how much effort they're worth. I know in a lot of other games, they really make a lot of sense. And if you're the kind of person that needs everything to like be 100%, they're great. At the same time, I'm not quite so sure for me and the fact that I really I'm not the 100% kind of efficiency person. Like, and I don't really see us having like that many trains in any one intersection yet, right? Like, I think you're better off in this game just making big, like turn-ins in a sense. So, like, let's see where I mean. Like, see how this is, like, very short. Like, either make your intersections very small like this, like as small as you can get them, or make them very big. Now, this is just for construction trains, so it's just, like, temporary. But make them big enough to fit a train in here, and then they effectively... So it's more like, instead of a roundabout, you kind of end up with a diamond shaped kind of thing that seems to work pretty darn well. Like this is, yeah, you could do a roundabout, but the room that the roundabout takes up to effectively work is just like, it ends up being massive. And if you only have like 2 or 3 trains coming down this way, and these guys are all going to be making a right-hand turn here, right? And then coming over this way. And then these guys are going to come in here with steel at this point and turn in here. So that, they're not going to be crossing and going over that way. And so, yeah, but yeah, definitely. Yeah. And again, it's have fun and build what you want to build, But I really don't. There's no reason for a roundabout just yet on this map. And I don't know. You didn't exactly suggest that. So, okay, just know that, I don't see the need for a roundabout at this moment. This track here, these 2 trains will come together. This is how we'll get clothing back out, either through this train track here. See, so this is a clothing. And see how it's a completely separate loop from the passenger loop. Like this is tied together, but more for train construction purposes. And then trains can come into here. And if you look, there's a train right over this. So if we have trains sitting in here, and from here we'll be able to bring in corn, and we'll also be able to get fabric if we ever wanted to, I guess. And bring corn into here too. I guess that's all right. This is for the corn train. But trains could also potentially pull things out of here, and we do have this little road. So we don't have, we don't necessarily, we could have a train come out of here, or we could drive like fabric up to here if we had to get it back out. Wouldn't be that big a drive from here to there. Though we probably would want another road, huh? Like if we were going to take it from this one to take fabric around, like there's no real good road to get over to this train stop. But anyway, I think we're in good shape. I don't know how much fabric we're ever going to ship around. Certainly, probably, I don't intend to ship fabric anywhere. Yeah, well, we've once again fuddled by off the rails with this, so that's good enough for now, I guess. And then we probably should get this guy. Is he auto? Yeah, he's auto searching roads and footpaths, so he found all those things. And then this one's a little more geared towards doing regular construction, and we'll have him help out with some of the roads and even the footpaths, right? Yeah, why not? I don't know what he's not really doing anything else. So I guess we should commit to these. I really wish they would almost stay this way or be a little more visible once we committed. I've watched my own videos enough times to know as soon as I do that, you guys kind of tend to lose if I was just watching the video, you tend to forget that that's there. And I know not everybody, it's hard to believe, not everyone watches every minute of every video like I do. Well, I don't actually watch every minute of every video. Yeah, we're never getting a road out of there. Yeah, there's just no way. Yeah, there's another case for having a different layout to this thing. And I'm really, like when you look, I really squeezed it by that pillar, so I guess I could have brought it up a little shorter. But, Anyway, I don't think they catch fire, so we're going to end up having to purchase this guy anyway. But let's get the other things built first, just in case we discover another problem. We can always build that at the last minute. Yeah, cable cars. Yeah, well, there's certainly, we could use a cable car right here, right? The cable car station down there, bringing them up to the coal mine. Same thing, look at this coal mine. You could certainly, might have put some buildings in the way. But yeah, we could have a cable car station there and another one maybe on this side, right? Yeah, I think other power options would be nice. Let's go back to fast forward speed. Sorry, I forgot about that. I did it because that was a long time ago. I put it on regular speed. Yeah, ships would be cool. I mean, I have issues with my bridges. I mean, I might not be able to get a ship underneath of that bridge there. As a matter of fact, we need to hope for like no rainy season with that particular bridge. But yeah, if nothing else, it would be interesting. Yeah, it would force you to build better bridges, wouldn't it? More proper than just straight across there. But then, can you? Yeah. Anyway, it would also be kind of cool to have suspension bridges as opposed to having to have these box bridges, which this isn't even really that realistic. Like, nobody would build that across the river in real life. I mean, maybe in the 1700s, that's the way they did it, but, you know, not on a river this big. Well, you'd have river traffic, so you'd have to have some allowance for boats at that point. Once you've hooked, you can press H. Ah, off the rails. You may be the viewer of the day or the suggestion of the day. Yeah, look at that. Ah, guys, I don't know if you read the comments, but if you didn't, press H. And it shows you all the nodes and paths, and more important, you can see, like, if you're out there, like, I can't tell you how many times I look, especially the power lines. The conveyors are kind of sort of obvious where they're at because they, you know where this other end of the conveyor attaches. You can find them. But finding those darn power lines that you forget where the heck you ran them, that's really cool. Thank you very much. I am very, very happy to know that. Yes, that is a good thing. Do we have these little roads done? What are we doing with them? Well, they really don't necessarily even need to be paved, but I guess they're going to be. Is this village construction? No, let's see. Why aren't you finding this road? It's because somebody else already has it assigned? Why don't you give him a hand since you are the paving crew? Oh, good. We can assign this. Get something built over here. At least we say we got something built for the whole episode. That turned into two separate road projects, but that's okay. Ships, forklifts, one-way roads, cableway tutorial, fixing signals. Yeah, fixing signals, I think. I'm not sure about on the way. That's been like, I don't want to say since day one, but that's been ongoing. Fixing signals. I'm glad they didn't do their rail trains the same as every other. I think other games, you could argue, do it better. But we don't have any construction going on. But at the same time, these guys do it pretty well. And it's different. I don't know. Like, every kind of beer ever made is not my favorite kind of beer, but it doesn't mean I don't want those other kinds of beer, right? And the fact that these guys made a separate, like a whole separate thing here, that's, it's cool. It's a different way of doing the rails and thinking about it. And, Transport Fever 2 is coming out, and, it's not the same exact thing. And I think that's a good thing in life. All right, so why are you guys stopped? No workers? Yeah, okay. Well, that's good enough. Yeah, nuclear will definitely be, well, like I said, even just having solar or wind power, I guess. I don't know. But then again, did the Soviets ever really care about the environment? Well, nobody really cared like they do today, so certainly not about carbon dioxide and nuclear. To be honest, I'm not sure why they protest nuclear so much. It just makes, if you're worried about global warming, at this point, there is no other really truly viable option for getting us our base load of power and replacing coal and other things besides nuclear. Nothing else is realistic. from an engineering point of view at this point. Well, and here's one of the things I'd have to say about these guys have done a really good job with this game in the sense they've kept working at it, and I think they really. I've been playing the same map now on my live stream, 185 episodes or whatever I'm up to, and I want to knock on wood, but it's the same map. It's early access. I played from within a first couple weeks of the game coming out. I think they put their priorities in the right order as far as getting all the mechanics in and working on bugs. And when they add things to the game, the whole thing doesn't come an unplayable mess. And they have been working on it. They've been making a better and better game for us month after month or week after week. So it's just where I might have been a little bit more critical of them, like when the game first came out. I don't know these guys at all. At least I'm not I have no real allegiance to them, like in that kind of respect. And, they've just done a very good job. Like they've impressed me more and more and more as the time's gone on. So that's good. I'm glad to see that. I wish for their success too. Like they deserve it. They've done a nice job at this game. I really enjoy the heck out of it. It's a well done game. And I love the construction. Somebody asked me in a comment this week, why don't you do the construction with, just auto build? It is more expensive, but I don't know. To me, this is the fun. When I used to play with trucks when I was a little kid in the dirt or the sand or whatever, this is what I did. I used to have like little construction trucks and dump trucks, and they would go out and build a building. And now I'm just like an old kid, I guess you could say, playing the same kind of games in a sense. And so. And I think it's also what separates this game from the others. Like, there's plenty of other build cities and build towns kind of thing, and none of them have this same construction aspect to them. Could they have done things better? In my opinion, yeah, I'm sure I could nitpick it apart, but anybody who designed their own game would have to make their own decisions as to what they thought was the best thing, and I think they've done a pretty darn good job of it. Okay, good. We can start building our mechanical components. Stop talking so much. And we can start building this train platform. And pretty shortly we'll be able to build that. We're not going to be able to build this. Yeah, we're going to have to cut off our steel here for a minute. But we're up to 1.8 million, so that's good. So we can... we need to save up for this steel train as much as anything else, which I don't think it's going to be that awful expensive. We can go check it out in a minute. How is our population doing? That's another issue, guys, for those of you who are a little bit new to the stream. Really, some of the slowdown, too, is just trying to get enough people. Like, if you look, we have no people in some of these houses. We have yet to have a plus 21-year-old that I've ever seen on the map. Though we probably should look over here at some point just to make sure we're not filling up. Yeah, see, we built another one of these very tall skyscrapers, and these buildings aren't generally even full over here yet. So, which is why I'm not too worried about the oil and selling off too much of the surplus, because I'd like to get more people down here. And we're doing okay with the money. We don't have to make every dollar in the world, right? I am a firm believer in capitalism, but at the same time, I wouldn't make a very good capitalist. I guess you could say. I'm not, not that driven towards the almighty dollar or the almighty euro or whatever it is. All right, in any event, I don't want to get into politics. That's not the point of this channel at all. So we could start building this one. Well, he's got enough building to do. You know what? These guys... Who is in here? We got a roller and a paver. Okay. Well, they got stripped out of a job, didn't they? Yeah, what do we have in this one? Yeah, roller paver. See, I got a couple extra dump trucks in here. Covered haul, open hauls. So this is more what I would consider a road building. If you wanted to make it a true road building, you might take the mixers off if you weren't building any bridges. put another dumper in here. But it's okay. This way he can assist with, if he gets down to nothing, which he is almost, he can just sort of assist. Oh, doesn't connect yet. Okay. He can assist with things like this, hauling some concrete and just keeping busy. And yeah, you might as well assist with that too. Good, so these things will be done pretty quickly, and then we'll have to redo our busing up to there. Yeah, I don't really like the fact that that crosses the train tracks, but shouldn't be too many trains. And you know what you can work on? You can work on the factory connection between those two. How is our steel doing? Yeah, we need to get that steel train. Yeah, yeah, the construction, I'm just reading your comment off the rails. There's a challenge. I think there are rules posted somewhere. You play well in playing. When you say mostly have to build stuff by yourself, does that mean like with the construction offices? Well, I have 185 long episode where I've built everything, with the construction offices, other than like cases like this where I don't even know if we could have built those because there's no road connection, like when we cut those wires off and then replace them. And then the other thing is, once in a while, when it comes to like the rails, like if there's a place like this, like it's going to be almost impossible to build those rails. Like we could send the guys from all the way up here to go build them, but like, and that's really kind of made possible because we don't have any signaling yet. But like if I had all the signals and trains on these tracks, and sometimes I'll just go ahead and like build something like this where it's just not easy to get to with my, and same thing here, like it'd be really hard to get in here without building a whole loop around kind of system. So once in a while I've done that, but really almost, and then things like this where you can't get in there with the road because there's no road connection to this, like this guy right here. But yeah, no, I think that's the way really the game should be played. And if there was some way to kind of limit the things that could be built with the rules, that would be kind of cool too. Like as far as auto built goes, either that or just maybe you could have a setting where the auto building was just massively expensive. You just would never do it unless you absolutely had to. But then again, that's not really fair too, because I do this because, in real life you would build that rail. You wouldn't need a rail crane that would have to go halfway around the map to turn around and come in here. Like you would, it might be a little bit more expensive to do. So I think that building these is, not, it costs you a little more money, but that's kind of realistic, the tricky spot, Okay, off the rails. Well, let me know when you start the Discord. I haven't joined your Discord channel, but I certainly could. I guess I didn't realize you had one, though if I had thought about it or looked, I probably could have figured it out. I'm just reading through some more of the chats again. Yeah, Transport Fever 2. Oh yeah, I don't plan on stopping this, at least not anytime real soon. I mean, I guess there could come a day. For me and my little YouTube channel, this is why the majority of people are here. So certainly there's incentive in that. Maybe I might cut down, I'm really kind of, spending too much time making YouTube videos, to be honest with you, if I was really honest. But I'm enjoying the heck out of it. So, and so I could see where maybe I'd go down to a few less days a week. But I'd probably, at this point, at least keep it at 2 or 3. We'll see what happens when I get done everything I wanted to in that map. I'd probably start another map and then kind of just rethink how many days of the week I'm doing workers and resources. But no reason to stop it. I mean, I enjoy it. there's definitely times that I would look forward to starting a new map, but you go so far into a series like I did with that one, and you kind of have to keep going, don't you? Something along those lines. All right, let's go check on things in the game. Yep, see, look, that guy got done. Yeah, these guys are going to be a little bit of a pain. All right, trying to get them to go out through this mess. Well, we can get one guy going across here, right? Yeah, they're going to have to come up this way. So let's get one guy heading down, working on this way. And I don't know if they'll conflict with each other, but let's send this guy out that way, right? So he can start doing this part of the corn loop. Call that a corn loop, I guess. And they're not going to turn around in an actual loop, but that's okay. Oh, yeah, you know what? Do we care which side? We don't want to build both of these. As a matter of fact, I might eat... Well, no, I don't want to break it, but we're just going to build one side of this. Because we're not going to have more than one corn train. I just sort of put that through there for... And then, yeah, if we had to build a side, it would probably be better to build the other side. And the reason for building the other side is if we send a train in from the one depot we have now, they can come in here and then like never leave. Where if we do start signaling things, it would be harder to come in on the left-hand track, right? Then again, maybe we sneak this train. No, that's fine. We'll build this one on this side just because it doesn't make any difference. And like I said, I know even if I start signaling, I don't have to one-way everything from all the way over there to all the way over here. They can get in, they can go back and forth. And then if we ever add another one, we could always just do like a crossover kind of thing here. Good, so we'll get that corn thing done. So those guys are busy again. These guys, let's see, how are we doing towards our push to the border, which should be... Yeah, well, we're pushing. I guess I don't think their house is fueled, is it? Yeah, you can't... Oop, that's the railroad track. Yeah, no, I don't think he'll ever run out of fuel. So the big thing is, when they're going this far, you just want to make sure that they've got plenty of stuff. Yeah, we could really cut down on our... They're not going to need any bricks. Let's cut down... Let's just destroy these bricks. I know it's not the best thing to do, but... I don't know. Do they still get a maximum storage? It looks like we have everything stored in there. They may have changed that. Because before it was like when you got too many bricks in there, you would end up blocking the other things from going in. But it looks like they may have straightened that out. But that'll give us plenty. So even if they both kind of get back there at the same time, it should be okay. And I can see all our dumpers are sitting there ready to go. And that's good. Now the other thing is we could probably... that's all right. They can sit there for a little while being slightly inefficient. How are we doing on supplies in this one? Yeah, they're going to need bricks because we're building some railroad bridges. They don't need any lumber that I'm aware of. Good. Oh, okay. Off the rails, I'm reading your comment. Not a Discord channel. Okay. All hard mode, limited buildings to buy, have self-built everything else. No export till 1965. Which that shouldn't be too hard. I think you go the first 5 years pretty limited because it depends on where you start. But I see what you're saying. Like, one of the ways we've done that is, just so you guys know, when we started this series, it was like way over here, which is pretty close to the center of the map. If we look at the map again and bring it up. So yeah, we're really close to the center, starting right here. This would be the dead center, right? It's kind of hard to do that. Like right below me there. Oops. All right, so we're pretty much started right in the center of the map here, which made it, kind of interesting to get this first road all the way up here. You can see where we kind of improved this road a little bit, like we were using this gravel path that was all the way there and sending these trucks all the way up there, and made some improvements, even though and we kind of had to follow the terrain because we didn't have any construction office up this way. And then every once in a while we had like a truck stop here that would like run out of fuel or whatever. So the fact that we even got the fuel over to the other side of the river made things a lot better. Oh, up here. No, that's the construction office. See, when these guys this is a little bit cheaty. Now they're making it back with fuel now that we got it all paved the whole way. But it took quite a while for us just to get that done. So if you're wondering why we're only this far with 20 episodes, because we started in the middle of the map. So that might be an idea for a challenge off the rails. Just tell people where they have to start. Because that's really, if you don't start, like this was a lot easier to start because we started near oil. And if you were to just start on the other side of this hill here, if you guys go watch the first live streams, we started here, there's kind of like nothing, and you're kind of boxed into this sort of little valley right here. And so you really had to, I went up here, built a farm, and you're just really limited if you just start that much difference in distance. And plus you're in the middle of the map, which makes it really, really hard. But yeah, there's definitely other limiting factors. It'd be cool if there was ability to make mods that could change the rules like you guys are suggesting. All right, let's see. There's more chats today than I can normally keep up with. I'm not used to so many, but I appreciate them. Don't take that the wrong way. Yeah, the running out of fuel. And did you send up I've learned to send up a scout. In other words, you send a scout up there and he runs out of fuel, say here, and you have to do something to get you that last extra distance. Because you can always come back here and then tell them to go back to a depot, I think. So if you send them back to a depot, they'll drive back on empty. Ban the pallet. I didn't see your pallet mod. I didn't know you were making mods, but I'll check. I'll look. Do you use the same name, Purplick, when you make mods? I haven't really paid that much attention to the mods in the game. But we do have, this is one of Off the Rails mods right here, the graffiti building. Yeah, I'll take a look at the pallet mod. Is the pallet mod where the guys can drive around on the road? Is that the like skidding on the pallet? Yeah, the trams are just that's been a little bit of a debate, Max. The trams are not really trams. They're just single. By the way, the British had a car called the Pacer, and it was a rail car, a single rail car that... Okay, so that guy's still building. I need to send this guy on another... Okay, yeah, he can get to here. Yeah, let's send him around this way. Good, it's attached. They had a car called a Pacer, and I think, I think that even some American towns tried it. But the problem is, with the reason that they don't do single rail cars that much is the economics of the track itself. Maintaining regular full rail track that you would put, full passenger trains on is a lot more expensive than maintaining the lighter rail track, right? In other words, and even then, they build that lighter rail track in where there's going to be a lot of people. So the idea was they could run a single light car all the way out to here, but it really was never that economic whenever they tried it in the United States. And I think Britain gave up on the idea because by that point, you're just better off using a bus, right? Why wouldn't you just drive a bus over to there, especially when you get out of the city congestion and all that stuff. Like it's just not really worth running a tram or a trolley, as we call them in the United States, up to on a regular track so far away. It just doesn't pay, I think, is what ends up happening with it. All right, so this guy got done. Let's get him on his next assignment, which would be this one. Good. All right, how are we doing on our... Oh, good. We can assign this. These guys should have plenty of work. No, we're doing the mechanical components factory. We got the bus stop done. We got all our footpaths done. Yeah, I guess we can start doing these. That's going to be a little expensive with steel. And then, yeah, mechanical components coming along very nicely. Very well. And this bus stop or train stop's done. So now our problem is, and I've definitely learned this about this game too, you get the best plans, and then next thing you know, like, this is all done. Everything's done except for like the railroad tracks are just like look, we still haven't started up our beautiful clothing, and we're just in here putzing around with railroad tracks. I don't really want to start up all these buses, go buy all these buses to come in here when we're just going to do it all with rail. So, our coal mine's on fire. Get up there, fire guys. Yeah, how are our fire stations? Let's just check on them. Yeah, 2 firefighters is not that impressive. Oh, and there was a good suggestion. Do I still have it open? Yes. Let's come down here. Yeah, Mike, that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot to mention your suggestion earlier from last week because you had me laughing about voting on clothing. He was suggesting that we send 2 different to the factories instead of the buses. Like, one of the problems you always have with this game is that the buses seem to end up back to back. But if we sent them to 2 separate bus stops, then it wouldn't be so bad. And if you just look over here, this bus stop is just maxed out. And this one's kind of maxed out. But we could probably talk about another bus stop someplace, at least for temporary, because eventually we'll just have this done with train. Maybe I just hold my horses. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to start looking over that way, because we're going to be done. We're going to be done this construction fairly soon, and that'll get us ramped up with our steel, which, you know, as we get these trains done, maybe it's time to just start saying, are we going to build a little town around Auto Riopol? Oops, I'm sorry. I cut off your comments. Sorry about that. Let me read the comments for a second while you guys also have a chance to vote on. Do we go over here? Like, what is the next thing we build? And again, before I get 7 million trains on everything, I'd like to think about just even plopping down a electrical components factory, even if it means like importing everything just to get started. And then we can bring our own electrical components and start electrifying all this rail track for a little bit less money than if we had to, because we have some of the parts. What do we need for electrical components? Is that in various industry? I think so. Yeah. So we need steel. We have that. We don't have chemicals, but we could pretty quickly get chemicals, and all we have to do is for the chemicals and plastic is get oil here. We don't need to build a whole refinery. We get a little plastic area going, but the biggest thing is maybe, Steve said he likes the idea of the Twin Cities kind of thing. We could sort of mirror that city like right over here, maybe even have some kind of, putting it up here kind of has the benefit of staying away from some of the potential farmland over here. And then maybe over this way we put like a wood factory so we can get wood for the chemicals. We don't need much for wood, just a sawmill kind of thing and the wood cutter. All right, so let me catch up on a chat or two. And then we'll go around. We'll make sure everybody's happy. Yeah, Purplick, we have some tram lines that go, I guess you could call it between cities. I mean, not necessarily between cities, but between areas like towns that are outside of the city. Like, in America, we love our massive suburbs. So, you might have a suburb here, like this might be a big city, and then some of the subway or the tram lines go, through open areas between where there's actually people. They don't go on the road any longer. They kind of separate. And a lot of times we call those trolleys, but again. And just so you guys know, the trolley is the part that attaches it's the part that's on the top that attaches to the actual wire. Oh, look at that. We put one signal in and it screws us up. Yeah, let's get rid of it. I put some of this signaling in just to talk about it, what we would do. But see, as soon as you start putting signaling in, you start fighting with signals. And when you're doing the rail construction, guys, if they bump into each other, one of them just disappears and goes back to the depot anyway. And we don't even really have enough of those guys over here to cause a problem. Yeah, so we're just going to get rid of all of this signaling for now. Not over there. Yeah, you know what? We could start signaling this, can't we? Yeah, this is all ready to go. So let's go over here. I like to delete these nodes. If, oops, can't put a semaphore there. Oh, is that a construction? Oh, that's a crisscross to go into here. Okay, well, we need to get that done. Okay. You know what? I'm going to get rid of this signaling then. It gets rid of some extra nodes. These will be nodes because that's where trains actually attach. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to signal that, but I will get rid of the extra nodes because it'll give me something to do for a few minutes. And I don't know if this helps things, but I don't think it can hurt. I'm not sure exactly how the trains calculate their path, but oh, yeah, we can't put one there. Okay, good. So that should get rid of them. So if you just go put a signal in and then delete it, for the most part, unless there's a train on that section of track, it will recalculate. See that? There's no more node there. So sometimes it's good just to do that for construction purposes, because if you have a node, it's going to want to attach to the node. Yeah, that's all good nodes there. See that? That's an extra node. Yeah, so what I think I'm going to do is, let's see. These guys should work this out. If I assign them to come up here and do these two, they should, when they get done one of these, they should come back and do these two. Hopefully they will. If not, we'll work it out. But these guys are getting stuff done. Hey, John. An English lesson to a Russian friend. Well, good. I think that's good. Nice of you. Well, because trains have to stop for fuel, and if they get passengers all the way out to here, they're going to decide that it's more important to drive all the way back here to get fuel than it will be to, you know what I'm saying? Like, the trains do some crazy stuff around trying to go get fuel. Like, I guess we should build a fuel thing somewhere out here for them. Probably before they even get to there, huh? Yeah, how far do we think we could build one? We have a whole construction office here. Yeah, you know what? I think I may... Let's cancel this. And yeah, this other guy's not working on that. So maybe that other guy will go work on our crisscross down there. And then in the meantime, let's come here. So that's the reason, is just that the fuel thing is... Yeah, and see, are we going to be able to level? I really kind of want to make sure I can level if I break this. And I think I would just put it in the track here. But we might as well put it in before we run into problems, right? Like with having already built it. There we go. Good. Oop, yeah, got the right track. So that's why. I mean, just and the other thing about it is, even if we didn't do that, we can't use trams or train sets for our passengers. So that's the other side of that. And are we going to be able to get a road out of these here hills? Yes. Just have to be particular about how we attach it. All right, so now we're going to kind of box that guy in. These guys, buses, trucks, yeah, they look like they have everything they would need. There we go. And that's good too, because that can actually act as a fuel depot. So if we end up with a fuel station here, we can just come back here to refuel. Good. So yeah, probably the main reason, as I think about it, John, is like with these tracks for the passengers, we're going to have a regular fueled train and not anything else. So let's see. How are we doing here? We're still building. Oh, look, mechanical components is done. Do we fire that up, or do we wait until we get the trains done? I mean, we're kind of having a nightmare with buses. How many people are here? None. See, that's our problem, is we don't really have that many people, too. Why don't we get another town started to be designed around this church? All right, so we're going to delete. Yeah, we don't need that road at all. Yeah, these roads are a pain because they had houses all around them, and so what we could do, as promised too, is use probably should just use the regular. I don't want to get rid of that church by accident. Let's be real careful around the church. Right, so then let's see if we can even level over here. Yeah. Put on our wireframe, just see where we're at to start out. Don't want to do too much leveling, but if you make your center of town level, you can certainly get the buildings in tighter. And then we'll build a construction office somewhere over this way. We actually have a fair number of bulldozers. Yeah, so if we're going to do a bunch of building over here, so there you go, there's a little bit of a flat spot to get us started. And then I guess we'd want a road over to here. So let's get rid of more of this road. Good, we can go all the way up to there. And yeah, I think we should. Why do we have this? That's a dirt road. That really should kind of be a bridge, huh? Well, let's just flatten that out a little bit. Make it a little wider so it doesn't look quite so awkward. I can't see. It's too far away. And so that should get us close. All right, and then let's go to the mods. This will be, I haven't used many mods ever. So we're going to do a large 20 construction office. And do we just put it, do we really care? Well, I mean, our oil is all the way over here. Do we just keep going straight? I don't want to be, and I don't know exactly where we'd put town, but I'll level some more area around this. Yeah, let's just keep the road going for a minute before we build that, because I'm thinking we maybe put it over here where we put our first supplies over this way, which would be kind of taking them past the point, but I think we might be a little more central to everything that we're building, and then, you know, construction offices from over here can help us with the whole thing. Let me do... not the old leveler. Let's get the new leveler right here. Yeah, we'll come up. Oh, okay. Well, we know where our limit is. Or close. Okay, well. So much for the best laid plans of mice and men. Yeah, well, I guess we'll put it down there. All right, never mind. Ignore me. All right, let's spin it around. We'll put it on a little away from the town. Let's make it square to the grid, because why not? And then the other thing we always want to put, if we're putting in a... you know what? Changed my mind. Put this guy a little bit further off the road. And then we could put a, yeah, like that maybe. And then we'll put a gas station. Let's put a road. And then we'll put a gas station. Because it's always good to have a gas station near your construction office. And what else do we need? We need some supplies. Yes, we're not going to get up into this hilly area. We will use another mod. Let's start out with the small barn, because that'll hold mechanical components and electrical components. And yeah, it can have its own road connection, but then be, oops. Right, and then that'll set where we put, so we really only need like one, yeah, what am I doing? Coming here, no, coming here. Let's do one medium storage. Even the other side of the road. Nah, let's keep them all bunched up together. All right, and then we'll take... You know what, I could just click on my fancy hotbar there that I always, still to this day, forget that I have. Now, Yeah, you know what? I'm already not liking this. What am I thinking of? That's fine. Let's get rid of this. Really do want a road cargo office, don't we? Just to be able to get more parking for trucks coming in and out. Yeah, can I get it? Let's go a little further away like this. Right, and then will this guy fit in there? Yeah. We'll get him a little further away so we can get that road around the back. I don't think that's going to work. No. I don't really necessarily need a big one, but yeah, that'll work. All right, so the trucks coming to drop stuff off can come into here this way, and then that way these guys, we're going to need a road kind of all the way around, which is a little bit awkward. And that doesn't need to attach. And then truck aggregate unloading. And I don't want this real close to the road either. And then small aggregate storage. Yeah, this is where I wish things were a little bit different shaped. I'm not doing the best job of putting these in there, am I? That's all right. So we'll have that attached to that so we get the aggregate in there. So we'll have this mostly for steel, but for everything. And we can have trucks come in here to drop off to either one of these with enough extra parking spaces that I think this usually works out well. And then one more road. And we'll do it this way again. Yeah, that's too much. Too many intersections. Oops. Yeah, I didn't really mean to get rid of that. All right, we'll redo this whole one. And let's just get them to build one great stretch, right? And then we'll reconnect this up. Maybe try to cut down on 72 intersections there somehow. All right, so let's commit. Oops, let's commit to that. And we can get, this is our road paving crew. So I'll just, oh, look, he's not doing anything. Oh, do we have that? Oh, why aren't you helping with that other building? Well, just as well. We'll get him to build that, and that'll get it built all the way up to this point, and then we can worry about attaching, and we'll be able to get to more roads more quickly. But yeah, you might as well help him. Source of gravel is empty. All right, well, how many do we actually have? Sometimes it's a little deceiving. Yeah, see, we only have 2. But you know what? The last time we looked at our rail construction over there, and this is getting slower and slower because they're getting further and further away. So let's take, do we take 2 off? No, well, let's just take one of these guys off, and we will. All right, it was this guy. Sorry. This guy here. It doesn't really matter. Let's give this guy. Yep. And go to there. Yeah, you might as well go get aggregate and then come back. You might as well fill up while you're kind of on this side of the world. So that'll get 3 of them over to this construction since we're out of gravel. Yeah, and we are completely out of gravel, which is a problem. And we got $2 million, don't we? And we didn't need that guy anyway, but why don't we, Yeah, we'll buy it from over here, but we'll get another dumper, and we'll give them the same task for now. We'll use more. Yeah, we need to catch one of these guys here. Go back and look at this. There we go. So we'll get 4 dumpers. Yeah, this one. Right? Yep. Good. All right, there we go. So we'll get a few more dumpers getting gravel over there. Yeah, we can almost consider... Yeah, well, I don't know. Do you guys have an opinion? And I have not looked at the chat. Sorry. Off the rails, by the way, Rever, modded buildings can't be used by construction offices at the moment. Oh, really? So you mean our construction office won't work? Or... I'm not sure what you mean by modded buildings. Like, we built these modded buildings. Can't be used by construction office. Oh, you mean like... Oh. So if we had modded... Like this guy, he won't use this? Okay. Okay. Well, we'll see if that's true. I don't know what to say. Yeah, like... Are you telling me not to build this off the rails, I guess? It's a shame because I don't think the regular one's going to fit in that spot, is it? Let's just take a look. No, there's just no way I'm going to get that guy in there. But now is the time to know that, because I guess I could... Well, we could just make it its own separate thing. But yeah, I don't know. That's... Yeah, that's... So is that what you're saying? Like, stop doing that? Yeah, that's bad. But the game's going to crash because of the mods if they get removed. Well, here's one thing to say off the rails. One of the purposes of doing this stream is to experiment with things where we can all kind of play and try things together. So at the worst case scenario, what we'll do is I think maybe we just build another warehouse, maybe someplace. It's not like mechanical components, and we're not making mechanical and electrical components now. So it's not like our warehouse really has to be attached to this. Like for a lot of this construction, we could just purchase them anyway in a regular one. And the reason I say that is the reason for building the rail cargo and doing this is because if you drop off parts to here, does that make sense? Like it fills up all your parking spaces for the trucks to come in and get stuff. Now I wonder if can you come? No, I guess you can't assign the rail cargo as a place to pick up from here. Well, we'll do a little experiment anyway. Let's go ahead and commit. This will be the start of our coming over here. And when you're doing all the manual construction, this is where it's more of a challenge, right? There's no real easy way to get past all this. All right, so let's commit to the conveyor and this. There we go. So that's a start. As far as our town goes, well, let's go make sure everybody's happy, because these guys probably, they're not doing much. Okay, you're still building. Look, we almost can get a rail. Well, you know what? We need to build this. Yeah, we don't have... you know what we're going to do? Yeah, let's shrink this so we can come back here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to assign this one to another task first. Let's not get too distracted. Yeah, so that guy built all the way into there. Is there a preference? I don't know. Let's build this so it gets done. We'll have to come right back. Let's head over to here. And... yeah, did this guy get this done? No. So when he gets this one done... probably struggling with getting enough people over here, I would think, but he's gotten this far anyway, which I think is the last stage. So he must be getting... there we go. There's some people coming in. Yeah, 6. I mean, it's not impressive, but good. So we'll have a fuel depot there, and then this guy got canceled too, didn't he? He might as well finish up until this point. Did he? And he got our crisscross done on the other side. Let's go check that. Make sure. There you go. So we got the crisscross here done. Good. And the reason for this crisscross is so that trains could go into either one of these two spots, right? And this is part of our passenger loop here. And then, yeah, good. So what we'll do is when this guy gets done, which should be hopefully sooner than later, he's all the way up to 92%. He might be done by the time we get back. We'll shift all his vehicles over to here temporarily. And then, yeah, he's just about done. Good. All right, so let's go back. Put his crane. Will you fit in this tractor trailer? Yes. Good. Do we have any other flat? Oh, yeah, we got another. Let's get the excavator in that one. Very good. Oh, you know, if you guys are doing mods and there's a way to mod this, when you buy the biggest, let's come over here to purchase American. And we can't do it. But later in the game, when you can buy the biggest excavator and bulldozer, there's no open haul vehicle that can carry them. Is it possible to make an open haul that could carry the biggest bulldozer and the biggest excavator? I think it's the bulldozer you can't carry, or maybe both, but does that make sense? I mean, I don't think that that's unrealistic, or, you know, I mean, I understand that it's not common, but, oops, yeah, so we can close these two. Let's open a few of them. These guys all over here. Build our train station, and then they can be a little bit closer to... All right, are they all moving? Yep, good. All right, so now... yeah, so there we go. And we need to build that too. All right, and they're still missing concrete mixer. Yeah, so they're still assigned to go get people, so that's good. We used this to build this farm earlier, so. All right, and the road is getting worked on. All right, now mechanical components. I'm feeling like we should get a bus over here just for the sake of it. It's not like we don't have enough money, and start building our own mechanical components a little bit, right? We don't really need that many of them. This is an awful nice bus. How many people do we need per shift? 150. Yeah, that bus looks like it would be Look, 135. There we go. There's no way we're getting 135 people out of here. And yeah, we're really not deliberately bringing people in here. I think they're just... We'll just let them grow until we get the train stops. But I'm not going to send them to this bus stop. Look at our bus stops here. I guess, do we really need a temporary bus stop? I mean, it would fit over here. Yeah, let's get a little temporary bus stop going. And in the meantime, we'll try to remember to... We'll send him to this one. I think he's got a better chance of it not being... And then just don't get any students. And you really probably don't need anybody here, but... Yeah, go ahead and start. And then do we have... Yeah, we have steel, so it's just... That's it. And then as soon as we start making some, and then in the meantime, I don't know that I had any plan for this space anyway. Maybe a few more houses because that'd be close enough. But so let's just build a bus stop that we plan on destroying one day. All right, yeah, we'll turn it this way because why not? It'll be a little bit closer for the people. And then we'll give them a footpath. And then this guy should auto search that out, but we'll sign him anyway if he didn't. Yep, he found it that quick. And you are doing the ore processing. Source of workers is empty. Yeah, how are people doing? Yeah, still not a single, not really that great. This year, we're only in March. What did we do last year? We went up, but then we kind of flattened a little bit in the last bit. Is that... Oh, yeah, look, we got kind of maxed out. Well, not totally. I guess there's an advantage to taking people out of here, maybe putting them... We'll put some in this one, on these ones that are full. I don't know if that encourages them to grow. Like, does the town just have to have some room? We'll just take a few out. Of the ones that are full. And maybe a few here. Like, in other words... Am I doing any good towards the population growth? This one's only got 87. These hold such a massive amount of people. All right, and then they'll be close to this bus stop that we're going to build, and then we'll switch some. Maybe we could even get some construction things going on over here, and leave this one to getting people temporarily over to our food and our livestock range there and slaughterhouse. Okay, off the rails. Thanks for testing that. Yeah, if you auto build and do all that stuff, you can get it done before I can, because it'll be a little while before we get all the way out here. I think you could put a regular construction office in the end. I'm not sure what you mean. It doesn't work. It's not suitable source. Okay. I trust you. You made the mod. Not that I wouldn't trust you for other reasons, but... So, yeah, there's no way we're going to get... Well, let's see. Maybe there is no way we're going to get attached to that road cargo station. Well, even... Well, you know what? Let's just... Yeah, that's just a road there. Let's just redo this then, right? It's not like we built any of it. Yeah, can we leave that alone maybe and get away with this? So if we did this, yeah, we probably just want to rethink the whole thing then. And it really isn't that important. Let's get this guy as close. Yeah, so that we'll just get him as close to here as we can. And then we'll get a rail cargo or road cargo. We can't get it from there. Ah. Yeah, road cargo. Yeah, we could probably do something like this. A little further away. Yeah, this one won't attach, but I bet you this one will. And then we'll get our medium. That's kind of a bugger there, isn't it? Yeah, we'll do it this way. Around the back. We'll take the road out the other way. That might not work. Too long, yeah. I didn't want it sticking out that way, and if I put it... Now, you know what the thing to do? Do we flip these around? Yeah, let's flip it around. So we'll put this guy... What is this? That's our gas station. That doesn't need to go there. And the reason I'm saying is that road could then go like this way. We can jam this up a lot closer. That doesn't all have to be that close, but... And then we could do the road cargo station like here. Right, and then if we do this one, oh, could I do it this way? Yeah, see, I didn't want to. No, we could do it like this. Maybe a little bit further. Right, and then this can come out like that. Now we don't need that attached. That is attached. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty clean, right? Could move all this over. Yeah, let's move it closer. Why not? Yeah, so we can come right off of this road with that. So let's go back. I think probably get to each of the things. Truck aggregate unloading. Yeah, and then we'll come right off of that road there, so we don't have to even be on the main road. And yeah, small aggregate storage should be enough. Thank you, Off the Rails. Save some aggravation of learning. Right, then we can delete some of this. Just make it one construction project in between those 2 points. Right, a little bit better, and at least it'll work. So there's our new warehouse, our new open yard, and our new aggregate storage, truck unloading. They can all come in and out of here. There's our new construction office. Good. And we didn't even mess up our construction that's going on here. It's kind of a miracle. A lot of times if you attach to this road, it'll cancel that construction. All right, so let's go down this guy. I'm sure he got done that little bit. Why don't you work on this, I guess? And you are all done our corn rail. And so you can go work on, let's say, the other side here so you don't interfere too much with each other. And that should give them a fair amount to do to get all the way around there. And then they got to go all the way around here. So, yeah, we could start building on the other side of this as well. Did I? I didn't think I demolished this, but let's be safe. I can't really tell. Well, can I tell by? Oh, we gotta be here. No, we want the mod one. Or did I do that a long time ago? Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just destroy it. We'll make sure we put up the right thing. Yeah, get rid of that. Yeah, you know what? Let's get rid of. Yeah, we'll get rid of all of that. I'd like to make these. Yeah, we don't even really need that to go up there yet, do we? Yeah, let's go back over here. Put the road back in. Hold it back a little bit so we can level off the end there when we need to. Now let's go to here. Nope, nope, nope. All right, and we never did put back in our gas station. So good. Thank you for the comment, Mike. We're back in business. All right, so we'll do something like this, and then no, you won't fit right in there because you're not level. Can we get you a little more? No, it's not liking that. You know what? We could make this part of the road. Right? Because that way other vehicles will use this in time. Doesn't have to be off of this one. I just like to limit the number of road nodes on the main thoroughfare so that they tend to use this and only use this when they have to. Not, I don't know, probably don't need to worry about it too much, but here we go. All right, so we still didn't mess up our construction here. Thank you, Mike. And thank you. All of you guys have been very participatory this week. Sometimes I sit here talking, and I know people just sit here and like to watch the video, and that's fine too. There's no criticism. But it's nice to have everybody participating quite a bit. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so what are we doing? Let's go check on things. And do we make our own mechanical components yet? We have one person, one dude decide to go to work. Oh, there we go. We got 16. Building is without power supply. Nice. Okay, so that is just not close enough. I think that's the closest one. Now, does this building have? Yeah, this one has power. So it's just this one building. Well, no, it'll be this too, right? Well, this doesn't seem to need power. So I don't necessarily want to put anything right here. I was thinking of cutting into this line, but just in case we wanted to come through with a train, which is a likelihood, I think. So really, we're probably talking about, do we have any other? Yeah, we don't really have any other line like over this way. But we will need to get power over to here, but I don't think that has anything to, like, we're just going to run a big power line from someplace to get power over to there. Oh, look, this is about to get done. Not quite. Yeah, why don't we just run another power line like around the back here, I think. Maybe we'd try to get it where we don't think we'd ever build anything, but close enough to this guy. Like, in other words, I would try to get it down this way. Right? Something like that. Hopefully that won't be right in the way of some future thing. And then I don't know if this dirt road is attached to anything else, but we'll reattach it because it doesn't need to be a permanent. Yeah, it's attached in there so they can get up here to work. It really doesn't even need to be these big lines. But you know what? Why don't we do this, at least for temporary purposes? We'll put in a medium switch this way. And then we could just run a little line, medium line to that guy. And then we can run, of course it's from the other side. I don't really want to tighten to this because I feel like this could be providing power to some fairly big industry. A little awkward, but there we go. Angle too sharp. All right. Well, we'll do one more. Let's go in there. I don't want two poles. Yeah, I guess we're better off going this way anyhow. All right, you get charged for each pole. Oops, I think I went too far. Nah, you know what? I didn't go too far because I kind of want this to be... We might build a what do you call it? Warehouse right there. Not that we couldn't just knock these lines down, but... Right, and then the reason I just went and put that switch in is why don't we... Do we just cut straight across? I guess so. Yeah, let's hold off for a second. And put in our substation that will power all this up. Right. I don't know. Well, this town's going to need a big power line, but why don't we run this over to like here, and then we'll just have a separate source of power. You know what? I think I will make this a little bit not so... Right, so there's, I don't know. To me, it looks a little bit better with the grid. There, that'll be relatively, really not that much money for all that. If we just had to pay for it automatically. We got $3 million. So I want to go check on how our trains are doing. Oops, I should have committed. Yeah, so let's commit to building that stuff. And then, how are you doing? You were doing nothing. So that means you must have gotten done our ore processing. But let's go, now let's prioritize, that's, oh, okay. Yeah, we need to get a dirt road. No. No. There we go. We're home free. So let's get rid of this just for construction anyway. All right. There we go. All right. Can I get this? Yeah, there's. Oop. All right, and that should complete it all the way back to that end. And this will be the last one. And then, can you help him? Oop, there it is. Oh, you know what? H. Okay, so I think that's all assigned. Now, how are we doing? How are we doing over here? We're still building that. Okay, that's fine. Just make sure that gets done, because then we can... even though he's all the way over here, we could assign him to help with something. Should we do that anyway? I mean, he's certainly got a bunch of dumpers sitting around doing nothing as he gets towards the end of that other project. Yeah, you know what? Go help them bring stuff over to here. Start building your own way into your own home. So there we go. So that should get power to here, which should get us mechanical components. And how are we doing on our rail constructions? Nothing. Why? Oh, because you got done to here. Are we done? Yes. Okay. That was an oversight, because we definitely want to get that going. I mean, the whole reason we're holding off on building things was to get that rail done. But we're not holding off so much anymore, are we? So let's talk about what we would do over here a bit more. Well, let's just go check on things more. Do you guys... no replacement... yeah, I think did I get that in before or after your comment? So there's a gas station here. I'm not sure of the timing of your comment, but I think you said that before I put that in. But there we go. All right, so what are we doing? Let's see. How are we doing? Oh, yeah, look, we're full of fuel. You know what I really think we should maybe consider doing, since we have so much money? Why don't we buy 2 more rail construction trains? That's how you purchase goods. There you go. So that cut into our money quite a bit, but it's not like those things get any cheaper, right? Good. So now what I'd like to do, they'll just interfere with those guys too much if we send them out there, but there's no reason we can't start them working on getting into here and getting that oil so we can export it. Then we'll really be booming, and it won't be forever and a day before we get all this stuff done. And if we get that done, we can maybe send them into here to help. Now, are you still... oh, you're a cargo. Yeah, you're still busy. Okay, good. So that upped it a little bit. All right, so when it comes to over here, I would like to get a little more room for a town. None of this is polluting. And let's just, while we're kind of waiting for other stuff... do you guys have a question about what's going on in the map, or? Yeah, we're kind of right up against this hill, aren't we? I don't want to really get into all that. So if we were to build the town, I would build it out this way. So let's make this smaller. There'd be a bunch of leveling there, but not too bad. Yeah, that's definitely a lot. But I do like to have a flat area, especially in the center-ish of town. And I can see houses coming out to about this far. And all we need is a little bit of a level-ish area. I like the level. I've been avoiding it for the most part. Try to go with the flow. Probably could have... I think I'm biting off a little more than I would have intended to be honest, but that's okay. It really doesn't take that long. I don't know if they upped the power of the leveling tool again, but compared to when the game first came out, it really doesn't take that awful long. There you go. Close enough. Oh, we need a free excavator. Okay. So what I would do, if you do road leveling or building leveling, you use an excavator. If you use these tools, you use the bulldozer. So we'll wait until we have a free excavator. So there you go. So that, but what I could do is start setting. Yeah, we can't go any further until we get to office. I'd like to level out a little more of this. I mean, if this was the center of town, maybe we like tier it up a little bit, though that gets a bit awkward with building. But like, I think I'd have a bit of a tier here, and then the center of town can be down in this area. But I'd like to get that leveled first before we get into it too much. All right. So that's being built. That's taking a long time, but we got as many. Yeah, how is our gravel doing? Okay, good. Well, not good. Do we buy another dump truck? Yeah, I think we're using a lot of gravel here. We're paving these roads. I mean, eventually it'll all calm down, and we'll need the dumpers anyway. So let's go get another. Yeah, let's go turn off our wireframe because it's sort of ugly. And find one of these trucks so we can copy the pattern. And I'm going to buy it over here because we might as well buy it close to where the... Now, how are we doing on this? We're doing good. So, we have a whole nother construction office here, don't we? All right, let's just... Buying another dumper is not going to kill us. And then copy you there. Start. All right, so that'll be 5 trucks taking gravel over there. Yeah, we have this one, which is, and we have this construction office too, doing nothing for a while. That's not real good. What was this? Yeah, City Hall. I don't know. I'm not overly impressed with the city halls. I wish they would at least, well, I don't know, if they improved them where they would tell you the range that they include, or is it like I don't know. It just seems like it's not necessarily information that's that critical to my decision making. They upped the limit on how many bulldozers you can put in any one time. Yeah, I've heard that. I have never tried out 50, but I definitely had quite a few going on my regular map at a certain point there. Well, you certainly go a lot faster, Max. You know, when it comes to like my leveling out like this area, like you go a lot faster. Let's just put it that way. And when you get to the end game and you've got your own auto factory going, you really, you know, I mean, you can pump out a bunch of bulldozers and it doesn't theoretically cost you that much. And then when you're done with them, you could just sell them off. I don't know if you get as much money, but, you know, I could see where, you know, even if you really just don't like leveling and it taking long, it would certainly make sense. Yeah, we're really having a problem with gravel over here. We're not having any... Yeah, okay, what are you building? Did I assign that? Oh, no. Did I assign that, I guess? How did you get in there to build that? Can you turn around? Oh, yeah, you can... No, how did you get in there? Oh, they can turn around right here. Okay. Yeah, see that? They can come in here, turn around, and go back and build this. Not exactly what you'd call the most efficient, but hey, I do like to be legit in constructing everything, so it's not breaking my heart that he's doing that. Now, where's your buddy? Okay, you two are working out here. You're that one. I think you may be the one that's... Yeah, I mean, he went all the way down there, turned around, and came back. That's fine. I was just going to purchase that, but no sense in stopping them now, right? Yeah, another quarry, you know, I would build it over here. I don't know. And here's the thinking about, I mean, up here we see a little bit of stone nicely exposed. When we come in to build and do the chemicals, no, I have to go to oil, I think. Or at least I can go to oil. Yeah, chemicals need gravel, stone, crops, and oil. So what I'm thinking of is we put our chemical plant. Why can't I click on that? Can I not build a chemical plant? Did I not research it, or? Okay, I think I was just lagging or something. That was really weird. So if we put a chemical plant over on this side of town, maybe, well, we might need more than one chemical plant, because we do need chemicals for the fabric over there, right? So we could get it over there one way or the other. But if we came over here, maybe, it doesn't really matter. But I see stone. We could do like another quarry over here. Maybe build that first so that we could start using it for the rest of construction. And then we still stay away from here where I'm just eyeing up a farm, because it just looks like kind of farmland to me. And right, so we could do chemicals here. Maybe we do our plastics somewhere up on top of the hill. I don't know. Somewhere not too close to town, but close enough to this oil. Yeah, oil's like right in this area right here. If we take a look. So see that? All in there is an oil field. So we would take the oil out, send it over to plastics and chemicals, and then from there we need the chemicals, and we would go back to various industries. Electrical components would need the plastic that we would just have made, and it would need some chemicals, and it would need some steel, which we can theoretically get from over there. So now, are we done? Yes. So do we have power here? Yes. No workers, but look, we have mechanical components. So let's get a truck at least to do something with our mechanical components. So we don't need to purchase them here anymore. Okay, so let's go get an open haul. Oops. Oh no, covered haul, open haul. Yeah, covered haul. Why don't we steal them from this guy? Yeah, we'll buy them. We're gonna buy 2 of my favorite truck. All right, and one of them. Yeah, we probably should bring some over here. Though we're really not doing much construction here. Yeah, we're doing no construction here, so I'm not even going to send one over here yet. If we ever start construction, hopefully I'll remember. So we'll get one of them to go from here to here. That's really the only place until we build this other one that we would need them, right? So if we were to just, like, what else would we do with them? I mean, these guys never need mechanical components. They only ever need electrical ones. Let's open up this other. So I don't really want this guy unloading and waiting. Oh, do we have a... Oh, you know what? We don't want him to go there. We want him to go here. Oh, load. And then should we want him to just wait there? I mean, seems to me we might just have them export them. Kind of a long drive. Right? And then let's have them wait to load. Right, so, you know, the other thing we should do is get it so this guy's storing a few more of them. Let's come in here and take this off of purchase. All right, and then, yeah, why don't you store 33 tons of them? 44 tons. Sound fair? And then we can export the rest, which should be good money. And then this other open haul could take them down there. Now, am I missing some place that we have a warehouse that would need those? I mean, we could, you know, we have the warehouse over here. Maybe do we just send them over to here to, yeah, why don't we send them over to here to, even though we don't really care that we need that many of them. Let's do the purchase. All right, and then that's electrical. Yeah, we'll just send like 20 tons over here. And then the other thing to keep an eye on is we might return this guy if he may take a few trips. You know, as a matter of fact, let's do that. Let's get rid of that and tell him to wait there. And then we'll come by when he fills this one up, because I don't want them running all the way up to that thing empty. All right, so you are going to go for mechanical components to this warehouse. And you're going to wait. In both places. Right. And then, so once this one gets filled up, he'll wait, and then hopefully we'll remember to send him on his way. Otherwise, he'll clog the whole works up. We're pretty much clogged the whole works up. There's only one parking space there, so they can't really wait there too well. But at least we'll get some out of here, because this only holds 75 tons, or 17 tons. But I'm not too worried about making too many of those. All right, did you already make a trip? Yeah. Good. Yeah, and the other thing, let's see how much more of those are worth. And I see some chats coming. I'll read them in 1 second. Mechanical components, 29,000, basically 30,000 versus 1,650. Was it 30 years ago today? I am getting old, Max. I didn't realize. Well, for me as an American, it's an event that I remember, but not necessarily it's not the kind of event that I would remember the date of. Like, it didn't affect me like, you know, some other more American events would have, like, more directly. But no, definitely, that was a heck of a moment when that Berlin Wall fell down. Yeah, thanks, Purplick. I had fun as well, and thanks for all your participation and your insights into the various things. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. As with everyone. We're only going to go for another half hour more or so, and then we'll end at our normal 5 o'clock or so time. All right, so the other thing we can do... yeah, we got this one done. Let's make sure we keep... Yeah, I really don't like that little bit of dirt road there, but let's get this guy paving more. See, now he can work on multiple things. Right, so he can get, because we got, and then he'll get all the way up to here, and he can work on this one. Yeah, so that's all he can work on. But I think it might be time. We got enough money. I think it's time to do some destruction. Yeah, let's purchase this just because we can and we have to. All right, so that's purchased. So now what we needed to do is to shut off our steel production. Now that we got our mechanical components going. And we need to, yeah, I don't think there's any way, we can't just cut a little bit of the conveyor, so let's go into the conveyor tool. And I'm going to slow it down to regular speed. Hopefully I'll remember to put it up and then, ouch. And then we might as well, well, let's get this one going first. All right, so, yeah, I guess we could put it, can I put it over here? Nah. Yeah, hopefully that'll go. We might have to get rid of that road a little bit. Yeah, I'd probably do it like this. Yeah, let's try that. I know you guys probably can't see that well. Let me zoom in for a second. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get rid of that dirt road. Otherwise, it's going to fight me. Very carefully. And then will you attach? Yes. And will you attach? No, but only because that road's still in the way. Right, but we're never going to get that road back through there again, so let's get that guy going, and then we can commit to all of that. And then, hopefully, oh, look, it'll come right out this way. Yeah, I don't think there's... Yeah, can we get a road under this? I don't want to mess around too long. Nah, I don't think so, at least. So we'll try to get these guys. I guess you can come out this way, huh? We just have to get, the construction offices are right over here, so as long as we can get... Right, and then can this guy get reattached? Maybe? No? Let's delete that. Oh, come on. Oh, there we got it. Good. All right, so now let's get this guy working on that ASAP. Might as well build. All right, 1, 2, 3 conveyors plus a transfer engine. And then, yeah, we might as well just get it all done at once. And, right, probably that power line's going to be in the way. So now, no. No. Why won't you? Oh, because you're hitting that. Yep, power line's in the way. All right, so let's, I think I can do it with this tool. There you go. Nope. You know what, let's see if we can attach this other guy up first. Okay. It doesn't really look that way, does it? But I'm just going to pay for that road once we... Overlaps with existing construction. Really? All right. Well, what if we did... Could I... bring this one off to this side a little bit. Right, so it's coming in at a little bit different angle. Okay. Okay. Get our road back going since that's sort of a mess, isn't it? Can I go through there? Yeah. All right, so let's delete that back a little bit. Can I get that to, yep. Then let's delete. We're just going to pay for it anyway. Let's go back to where it'll look at least somewhat decent. All right, so I'm going to commit, and then I'm just going to say purchase. I guess I didn't really need to do that, did I? Because it's not like we're going to be making any steel. Oops. All right, so let's commit to the conveyors. Too late now. Yeah, I remember it being like very mysterious in a sense as far as what was going on behind the Iron Curtain. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get out of this one either, are we? Where is that? Well, we might. We might have if it wasn't such a cliff right there. So let's just go ahead and purchase this one. See, I do purchase things once in a great while. But just more because it's just... They need another one of these with another road connection out that way, which maybe if I had gone and gotten off the rails other options, it might have... I think I did see, or at least I saw someone had another option where this could be two-sided, so... And let's see, are we going to be able to construct... I don't think we're going to be able to construct that other one either, are we? Yeah, it doesn't connect, so we're going to purchase this one as well. And I think we'll be able to construct all the rest ourselves, because this one we can get through the building. All right, so, and we might as well tell this guy, even though he's paving roads, go help with all of this stuff. And I guess we should have him start helping over here. All right, and then... Okay, so at least he'll, if he's got, I saw like a covered wagon now. Good, and the not too bad of timing is I think these use a fair amount of mechanical components. Yeah, so I don't know how many we have in here, but you know, it's not gonna hurt to have made a few. Now, what are you? Are you full again? Yeah. Good. Okay, well that should be back up and running in a minute. How is our train station or train construction going? Need more assignments. Yeah, so why don't you get that done? Okay, you're all the way into here. Yeah, we need to get this passenger loop done. So there you go. So you can go in there and do that. And then how are we doing over here? Probably... Yeah, well, hopefully now you're done going all the way around and about. You can just come right out here and build this. But are you... Yeah, 4 constructions. How are we doing? I guess we could get a fuel truck. Well, we'll wait till we get the things done. We got like 7,200 fuel trucks, and I'd just as soon keep them exporting stuff. But yeah, these guys are definitely slowing down, aren't they? As far as their ability to construct that whole way. We're not going to get that done today, I don't think. But they're out there plugging away too, so no complaints. And yeah. Oh, wait, I forgot to do. I was wondering why I was. I play the other series always at normal speed, and then this one. It's funny how you can shift your brain as to how long things should take, and I'm thinking, boy, it's taken them a long time, but at least some of that time was spent here. So let's take a look at this. We could do a bypass road. Do we want? I mean, are we really going to have a lot of traffic across here? I don't know. Like, in other words, we're going to have like crossing signal here. And I don't think there's any reason we couldn't. I mean, this is just really a construction road, right? So it's not like we need it. I don't know that I'd want to cross. Oh, no, I guess we will have. Well, once we built the bridge, we could have him come through town the few times that he comes out to here. So we could get rid of this. So let's build a bridge. Well, I guess let's build this construction office first. I guess we could probably come off of somewhere like here and do a bypass road. Right? Like if we did that and then just came off of this way a bit with a temporary road. No, he didn't like that. Okay. All right, so that if we destroy this, they can drive around the long way. Oop. Sorry, paver. All right, so they'll have to go around that way for a minute. And what kind of bridge? I don't know. I guess we don't really use too many prefab panels. Well, we're doing a lot of rail building. Let's see. Can we get up from here? 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, I didn't complete it. Okay, I was wondering why he still might have a... There you go. Now you can go, buddy. Yeah, so I think that's a bit of a downhill there, isn't it? So I'm not going to be able to go from here. How you doing, Radomir? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, see, I'm not going to be able to get that up over here. Let's come from the other way and get it over here. Yeah, that looks pretty nice, right? It's kind of going uphill. Yeah, see how that works out in life sometimes? Now, did we make that even in the slightest bit straight? No. Yeah, prefab, right? What do you mean crossing not allowed? I mean, we just did it. Just did it a minute ago. All right, let's try again. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what it is? We were down. All right, so we want, I'm going to put on the wireframe so I can kind of see relative to the wireframe. I want it to look nice from this side too, right? Yeah, go back. Oh, right there. Yeah, that's a lot straighter than it was. And then back down to the ground. Right, and then you should be Kind of getting a lot going on, but that's all right. Those construction guys can drive around. All right, you already found that. Okay, good. So that's a bridge, so we don't interfere with the traffic between town here and our pretty important, not railroads, but the rail here will be, it wouldn't interfere with the rail. It would interfere with the road traffic because they just get stopped up. But now here's another thought. We were talking a little bit earlier about why would I consider the electronic components and electrifying this track when I make oil? And then the other side of it is this. If you ever want to electrify track, it is a major, major pain in the butt if you've already got trains that are using it. So in other words, if we wanted to electrify all of this, we're talking about shutting down all of the clothing and sending all the trains to depots and getting rid of a lot of the signaling because it's going to interfere with your, construction trains coming out there and doing their thing. And it's almost like if you don't build it right away, it's just a massive headache as far as trying to upgrade it later on to be electrical track. So does that make sense? So that's another, I guess I just remember the pain in my regular series of trying to get all of the old track upgraded. It's just, and then again, especially once these trains are just doing maximum relative to the distance away, they're able to just go out there and do their work. And when you start working around other trains and the signaling, it just gets, it's not just twice as complicated. It's like 10 times as complicated at that point. All right, so we got this done up to here. Is that what we were working on? And we got this done up to here. So let's get them doing this, which will cause them to have to build a bridge over here. So the idea with this is that I need to get trains dropped off to this station. And I'm afraid that if by the time we pick up people and they have to come all the way up and then all the way around and then come back to here, we might be over the travel time. I don't think it's there, but why not just make it that much quicker, right? Where they can just come right around here, drop off their people and go. Now, if it's not a problem, then we can just come around the long way too. But I just assume not just have that option. It's not that big a deal to build one little stretch of track. Plus, it worked out. And to be honest, I'd never built over these factory connections, so that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. How do you SUV a skyscraper, right, Radomir? No, they make me laugh whenever I see them. Or smile, at least. I'm not insane. Yeah, I just smile at the thought of them. Of the efficiency. The sheer efficiency of 300 people jammed into that building. I mean, you could build super duper mega towns. So yeah, there we go, laughing. Maybe I am insane. Good. So we'll have a bridge here. Yeah, I think we're coming along. We're almost, getting towards time to wrap up for the. Oh, you know what? Now let's just get this going before we assign any more roads further along there. Oh, is this going again? Yes. Okay. So now, what I'd like to do. What is going on? So we got power fluctuating. So we only have one bus anyway. And which bus platform is this? Yeah. Why don't we send you... Well, I don't know. Let's just send you to this bus stop instead. Right? And you really don't need to be picking up students. Not that you would have anyway, but... The buses are pretty smart, or they're pretty smart about what buses they get on. And then this, we should specify here and here. 50-50, right? There we go. So now, I don't know if that's enough, but it certainly seems pretty good, doesn't it? So both of these are making ore. Oh, we're done. Okay. I think we're done. Is there a reason you're not making ore? I don't know. Well, let's sit the. Ooh, boy, that just came out entirely in gibberish. Let's just let the system fill up, I guess, right? How's our coal mine doing? Yeah, we've got it limited on the number of people. Yeah, we definitely need to get. So one of the good things is we'll get people up here by train, and that'll alleviate, because some of these buses are coming over to here, and then we'll be done with a lot of this construction. So I have a feeling we'll be getting better. What do you have against road rail crossings? They cause traffic jams. They cause buses to get all clumped up. I mean, when you have, like next thing you know, you're going to have like a jam up because 2 trains decide to go to this fuel thing, and then now it's flashing because they can't get around, and they just cause no end to the problems. Not everyone, and if they're well done, but this is like the main road between the 2 towns in this particular case. So if you notice, I mean, I had one here. And you know what? I can reattach that, can't we? No. Road crossing not allowed. What? So I guess we have to come off. Can we come off here? Well, not like that, but oops. Can we do? Yeah, get rid of that. No. Making it worse. Yeah, I think I should just come off someplace else. We'll see. Let's. All right, let's see if we can't. Well, that's goofier than heck. And that guy should auto find that, but yeah, no real issue with it other than it's just not as efficient. And this is I don't mess with my passenger loops. Not that they would stop the passenger loop from working, but I plan on a lot of trains, because if you look, like the trains coming up to here to drop off workers there, this is going to be one of the busiest sections of rail on the whole. This is the busiest section of rail on the whole map. Yeah, because we're going to have 2 or 3 trains maybe coming up to drop off people here. They're going to all be going through and around here and turning around, going back the other way. And then you're going to have 2 or 3 or 4 trains coming in from here. And they're all going to be going right past this section here. So that's it. And then like here, all these trucks that are going to be taking stuff back and forth. This is a really busy road, so I wanted to get one in there. This was probably unnecessary, but I did that because I liked the way it looked. Yeah, I mean, but again, I don't want to stop people getting to our coal mine. Not that they would have. That probably could have just been a regular crossing. Here, I don't want anything interfering with. This is a rail-to-rail crossing, but there you go. See, here's a place where we have the road crossing, but I'm not really planning on that much traffic coming in here. And we may have a truck or 2 coming there, but and then you got road crossings here. Yeah, like Radomir seems to have agreed with me. I just read his comment. They just can get to be a real problem at some points. That's all. No hate of them or anything. It's sort of like, why do I do the loop-de-loo here? Well, I don't know. It just sort of seems more realistic. Trains can't turn around on a dime and just start going the other way. Now, passenger train set, I could see where that would be, but you can't flip around. Like even just pulling in here and then flipping around is pretty unrealistic as far as real life scenario goes. Well, I mean, this one bridge, like I said, I kind of like the way it looked up there. And yeah, this one I could definitely agree with you. But other than that, like all the quiet places, I mean, this is, this is a rail-to-rail crossing, and again, I don't want to interfere in any way, shape, or form with my passenger trains. So really, there's not that many, I mean, this here, but this is, going to be a pretty big, this is as busy road intersection as we have. And then we have the rail crossing, and this is going to be, a reasonably busy rail crossing to road here. And that's it. So there's one. I'm not sure exactly why you guys are picking on me. It's okay. You're allowed to. I'm a man. I can take it. But, yeah, I mean, all right, this one. I'll give you this one bridge I probably didn't need to build, but did, And then again, you could, this one, I wanted this one because I didn't want, this to be clogged up. But you could probably... All right, I'll give you 1.5. 1.5. All right, maybe I do build bridges too much, but like Radomir said, they do tend to cause problems too. So now, where are you coming from? You're coming from the other end. Well, good job, guys. Like they're hitting it from both ends. I like it. So you're not hitting it from that end. All right, let's have you hit it from both ends. All right, so we back to making steel fairly well. No, why are we having coal problems all of a sudden? You would think, we're not getting less people. We still just had the one bus driving people up here, so there's no particular reason we would be doing worse. Other than look at our power. Yeah, you know what? Uh-oh. Yeah, we need to do... How are we doing on power? We are allowed to import power. We're just not allowed to export it. Are we just not getting enough? I mean, those power plants, let's see. What do we have here? We're not using much from that one. I mean, we're only using one. And this is the main, well, we have this one too. That doesn't make a lot of sense. That doesn't even attach to anything. Doesn't make a, oh, are we getting to too many nodes? Nah, because we're just coming. Because you can have, you can be too many nodes away, but that's a pretty clean shot. It's a little bit around the way, but, it's not like it's 17 nodes or whatever the cutoff is. It's quite a few, but every time you get to one of these splits, it counts as another, I call it a node, but whatever you want to call it. And then it's connections in a sense. You can only have so many connections. Is it just that this guy is overloaded, huh? Yeah, why is he saying... Doesn't really tell you the max there, does it? How much can an electrical substation handle? 2 megawatts? So the coal mine needs, we might need to run more power over here. Yeah, this one wants 15 megawatts. So I think the problem is we just don't have enough power. What are you feeding power to? You know what? You only have these little lines. You're doing that gas station. But we could probably... that's the last thing we'll do. Let's get rid of this. All right, we'll get rid of these little power lines there. We'll get rid of this building. All right, and we'll see, can we move this? Yeah, so you can do a little bit more and put bigger power lines up there. Can I turn you? Yeah, so you just give us a dirt road here. Right, and then we'll put a bigger line right to there. Oops, I should have committed. And You guys are doing nothing. That's not good. Yeah, so go work on that and help this guy with the bridges. All right, so are you out of power? No, I can't. No, now you just stopped altogether. Why'd you stop? Oh, because these conveyors, no power. Okay. Well, guys, I'm going to have to turn on the light. Give me 1 second, and we're pretty much done. So let me know any last-minute comments, and let me go turn on the light for half a second here. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's getting dark here nowadays. Now with daylight savings time. I guess it wasn't so bad last week. I don't know. But I guess the time keeps marching on towards December 22nd, doesn't it? Thank you, Max, for the excusing me. You can put a locomotive to the both end. Yeah, you could put a locomotive on both ends. I guess that would certainly make sense. You see what I'm saying, though. It's there's one game, I don't know if you guys ever played it, Mashinki, that is, one of the challenges if you put it into hard mode is that the trains won't flip in the stations. Which, obviously is a fairly interesting challenge, I would say. Yeah, so how are we doing with these guys running? How are we doing with our gravel? Oh, good. We got caught up. How are we doing here? Yeah, I think that guy got done this one, so let's send him out here. Is this guy still going out this way working? Yeah, because he's got those bridges to do. Okay, good. And then how are these guys doing? Are they... Oh, good. They're done to there. So let's get them. There we go. Good. So we'll get the oil. Yeah, I don't want them to build in this way. As a matter of fact, let's get rid of... I don't know if we're ever going to build a railroad track up that way, but we'll get rid of that. So that we know they go in this way and build. They're going to get stuck here too. What is this? Electrical connection. Yeah, we got a fuel system connection. Yeah, we really probably could use another fuel one going this way. Well, we'll worry about that next week. I think I'll pause it now. Well, no, let's get our electrical done, and then we'll pause it. Let's get rid of that road so I'm not confused. Good look, those power lines are already done. No mechanism. Okay. Well, we have mechanisms. Yep, so we have a few workers. We're making mechanical components. That's good. So we got these things done, and we got a lot of progress made, and we'll start our new city. And if you guys think about how we lay it out or what you want to do with it, and, we'll get our big construction office, large construction office going. How is the universities doing? That is a quite excellent question. I am. Yeah. Well, we got people in there. Plenty of professors, probably even maybe too many, but for given our population issues, rather have those people off work. And as far as that goes, yeah, look, pretty much... We don't have any people with, just some ABCs all the way out here, but I'm okay with that. Right? If just these people don't get college educated, it's a little bit of an issue with some people getting all the way over there, but it's fine. We don't need that many. We don't need that many college educated people. And then we do have another university over here. Yeah, so let's pause. Oh, well, we're not going to pause it because we're waiting. Students, yeah, we only have 20 in this town, but yeah, a couple ABC people there. Again, I'm okay with that. They don't all need it. And nobody, very few ABC people. So, again, the big thing is as long as we have enough, right? Enough to fill our hospitals and the other uses of the smart, or I shouldn't say smart. Just because you have a college degree does not make you smart. Trust me. Yeah, we have very few people even in here, so do we have any? How's our population doing? 0 plus 21s. It really hasn't grown that much this episode again. Not 100% sure why. I mean, we could try to spread them out a little bit more, but I was kind of hoping to get this fired up before we spread them out. No, it's hardly a village. It's definitely more than a village these days. You're absolutely correct. Were these guys done? No. Source without bricks. Don't we have a brick truck? No. What's coming into here? There's bricks. Is it just that we're not storing enough? Oh, 0 tons of bricks. Well, that's... We probably don't need that many. Yeah, let's go with some bricks. So we have a truck driving bricks over here. Right? Is that where you're getting your bricks? Am I just being confused? No, there's bricks here. Oh, okay. You know what? Sorry, guys. Bricks. There you go. I never switched him this whole time. Just shows you how much you need bricks. Or how little you need bricks. So there, this is... Probably even need to use this stuff up. So this would just have really prefabs, and I guess we added a little bit of extra steel to him because we don't really need that much lumber. All right, there we go. So we're back up to 3 million. That's nice. Okay, well, good. We got another little problem solved. We got our... you know what? Let's make sure this guy... Bricks. Okay, he was reassigned. Okay, good. Or else he wouldn't have been building those bridges. Okay, so it's just this one. That one for the moment. No workers or mechanism, so this will be done very shortly, and then we'll call it a quit to the episode. We get a few extra minutes. There we go. I think, is that the guy coming up here now? That should be like lightning quick. Well, we only got 2 people. Are you even working? Yeah, very slowly. I guess it won't be lightning quick. Not with 2. Maybe we'll get more on the next shot. How's our bridge? Let's get this guy assigned. Is he not auto finding the bridge? Yeah, he is. You know what? We might as well get him. That way when we start up next episode, we'll at least not have to remember this. And that'll get all that going. We did get power. Well, we didn't get it built. But let's not spread this guy too thin at the very end. There we go. Now it's going to be lightning quick. Okay. I know there's these brownstone buildings that were popular in New York. I'm not sure if somebody here is from New York, they can say, but like just tons of those buildings were built like without elevators back in the day. And I know people have to go up like 4 or 5 stories if they live in one of those. Okay. So are we jammed up? Yeah, we're jammed up with coal. Okay, well now we have an iron problem. No workers. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's enough. Yeah, we should probably come in here next week. Let's pause it. We got our electrical thing built, and it's over the hours. But we should probably take a look at where these people are going to work, and really be helpful to get these trains, at least if nothing else, because they'll stop the traffic jams and the demand on the bus stops at least somewhat. Because all of this will be done by train, and then we can just worry about these getting people up to here and here for now. And then, of course, when we're doing the construction, that's adding to the whole issue. So if we get some people living down over in this area and doing construction not in this exact region, because remember, we're constantly taking people to our train thing. And yeah, so what do you guys think? University and 21-story flats. Good point. Well, we have hospitals. I mean, there's a hospital there, pretty well staffed. I don't, never hardly see treated patients, though I do see the ambulances going out pretty regularly. I don't really know. I know when I did, I don't really see a big effect that the hospitals have in general. I'm not saying that they don't have an effect, but I just don't see. It's not like, oh my gosh, you have to have a hospital there. Yeah, there's some patients here. It doesn't really tell you what's wrong with them, does it? And, so I don't know. Does it just contribute to their happiness? I just don't. Like I said, don't see like a huge, oh my gosh, gotta have a hospital. But we have them. I mean, and they should be relatively close enough to people, and we got a few ambulances in each one. So you would think that, yeah, it should, in some theories, help with your birth rate. Where did we end our? Yeah, I mean, it went up today, but not much. It didn't shoot up like if you look at last year, it went up pretty well. I'm thinking if you don't have them all packed in as much, I think some of these houses are getting full. And I'm not sure if that's, you would think like a full house would have more babies because they'd have, but I don't know. I don't really know. The few times I've looked at the population, you don't see two people listed with the same babies, right? And it's kind of hard to go through all these names, but you can see that some people will have children. Where the heck is it? And I'm wondering if they are less likely to have children if they're in a full house. There you go. See, there's two children. And then, like, I've looked through, like, slightly smaller houses than this and not seen those children's names. Like, some of the names are quite unique. Like, you don't ever see the same names for the children, at least not that I noticed. Right? It's a little hard to find it. So you would think that there'd be two people that made a baby and they would both have the same child, but maybe it's going on in some other part of the map. I don't know. It's only worth so much of my thought at that point in my life. So there you go. All right, guys. Well, any last minute thoughts or comments or concerns or questions or whatever? And of course, if you watch the episode later on, I get these comments if you leave them later on in the live stream, if you have an idea, not on the live stream, but on the you can look it up under the live. If you have uploads and live, and you can leave a comment about it. I will get that throughout the week. We're not allowed to. We didn't import any people. I don't know. We had a hard time, Max. At a certain point, you can ask some of the guys who've been watching each live stream. We really struggled, and we really didn't understand why. Like it was like maybe we had old people. We were important people. Like we kind of gathered everybody from around the map. Like we never imported one person. right? Like when we build a new building, we never brought imported people in. They were all just people that were already on the map. And this is where we're at. And like now with it slowing down, I can't exactly tell you. I don't really want to put them over here because I need them going to these bus stops, right? So it's, until we get these trains going, I really can't, I don't want to just move them in, even if it means the population goes a little slower. But we're building a new town, so we'll get some more people spread out to here, over here. And once we get this built, so that'll be good. Well, I think you stop them from reproducing like rabbits by not building more houses, and then you get the plus 21s, and I think it all caps out at a certain point, where they just can't jam any more people into a building, and your population doesn't grow as much. Yeah, well, thank you, Max, and thanks for participating. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. I definitely appreciate it. And I had a good time again yet today. So we're coming around, and we'll, next week expect more designing over here and hopefully getting some trains. And I think the biggest debate I have is, do we want to, what do we want to do? Do we want to try to electrify all these rails, or do we just kind of commit to the oil? And then once we put a bunch of things on there, it becomes a bit of a nightmare. Not nightmare, but much more difficult. Yeah, let's have this guy build this one so we don't forget next week. All right, let's save it here, and I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to leave you guys. Let's say save. We're up to number 20. Yeah, I usually save it something like this. There you go. All right, so we'll come right back. Well, I'll move around after I get back, but we'll come right back to this moment in time, September 23rd, 1980. I was a very young kid. I was in grade school back then. Yep, thank you guys, and have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye.